I'm still feeling like someone's with me. It's strange, I know, but I feel like you're here with me, like chasing ghosts. I know you're out there. It's strange, I know. Like chasing Time is unfair, 'cause I know you're out there somewhere, patient, waiting unaware, feeling like your grip might slip too soon. But I'm running, chasing speed and gunning. I'll be right there all of a sudden. I feel your heartbeat lead me straight to you. It's strange, I know, but I feel like you're here with me. It's like chasing ghosts. I know you're out there. modular.
All right, hello world. This is CS50 Live. My name is Colton Ogden. In case anybody's brand new to the stream, CS50 is Harvard's Intro to Computer Science, taught by David Malin. This is our stream where we do all kinds of fun stuff. We build things from scratch. We talk about things like Kali Linux, which Nick Wong from yesterday's stream happened to help us out with, and a bunch of other things. Talk about libraries, talk about web, talk about games, all kinds of stuff. But today is actually very experimental. Today we're going to do something completely different. We're going to kind of evolved from the last week's text adventure game that we did, which was basically the gist of that was the chat wrote all of the text adventure lines in a text adventure, including branching paths and whatnot, and sort of I didn't really have too much of a say in the process. I was the I guess sort of the person in charge of writing down everything, compiling it, not really compiling it, but running it and making sure that everything went according to plan. And off of that idea, what I thought would be really fun and really interesting is to actually take a step further than that. Let us write a Python script from scratch, maybe multiple Python scripts, where the only thing that, basically the only lines that go into the script are what the people in the chat actually end up writing. And this is largely, like I said, an experiment. And so I'm not entirely sure what the best way of doing this necessarily will be. And maybe we'll do several versions of this, and we'll iterate on it and build it up and make it better and better over time, the actual flow of this. But today is going to be just kind of trial and error. We'll see how this works out. I have an idea as to what I want to do, how I want to actually structure this. But we'll see if that ends up theoretically being, or actually like tangibly being, as good as I am thinking it will be in my head. But thanks to everybody who's in the chat. We got a ton of people that are already in here. And some people were asking if we're going to be using a chatbot for this. We will not be using a chatbot for this. It's, I think, theoretically possible, but there are some issues, especially with Python being a indentation-focused language. People would have to write people would need to be able to write backspace and whatnot to like de-indent or shift tab or whatnot, and those would be considered ASCII escape characters probably in the chatbot, and so that would get a little messy. But I think in theory it's possible, so we might explore that at some point in the future. No promises there. We'll probably do a more manual, sort of curated approach in the short term. But thanks to everybody who's tuned in: Asli, Babik Knight, Lico13, Romork. Amit, haven't seen Amit for a while. Greetings from India. Samrat, JP guy came in and asked me, how scared am I from on a scale from 0 to 9 about how weird the code might get today. And I'm actually not scared because we're going to be curating everything. But I think if this were completely automated, it would be a little bit intimidating. So here's the idea that I have. The idea I have is that I will basically write in, I'll have a marker. I'll say, and this is just a test, but I'll basically write in Pikachu like this. Whoops, I can't type for some reason. There we go, a little bit of a delay. So when I write Pikachu, that's like the ready, set, go. And then what I want people to do is to write in, what we're going to do is we're going to kind of structure. So here's my idea. Here's my idea. So I'm going to switch to my computer. Before we actually get started off, before we start writing any code, this is my project. I'm just going to create a new file here. We'll call this test1.py. And Python extensions recommended. That's OK. What we're going to do is kind of reserve slots. This is the first iteration that I have, because I realize if we don't do this, we run the risk of just absolute chaos. Like whose code goes in front of whose code. Like it won't make any sense. And so it makes more sense to do this kind of step by step and actually go line by line. And we can even talk about this, use this as an educational experience for some people. Wiz ABZ, first time joining a Twitch live stream ever. Well, you chose an interesting one to be a part of, so I hope you enjoy your time. But the goal is going to be, I'm going to say Pikachu, and then what I want everyone in the chat who wants to contribute to the code, what I want them to do, and this is being a little bit sluggish right now, but I want people to write in, I think this is a emoji that everyone has access to, the Mr. Destructoid. I want 3 of those. This is basically inspired by Samrat6192. He wrote that up above. So whoever wants to write code, as soon as I write Pikachu, I want 3 Mr. Destructoids. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, OK, so line 1 is going to be reserved for, we'll say, so the true Kinese went first, right? So the true Kinese gets the first line. And then we'll sort of write out the list of, exactly, everybody's doing a great job in the chat. So we'll do that. We're going to structure the lines based on who writes their 3 chats, their 3 Mr. Destructoid emojis in the chat first. That way I can visibly see very easily who wants to contribute, first of all, because cold calling on people didn't seem to work too well for the text adventure. So I'll call on whoever wrote the 3 robots, and I'll write their usernames out in comments. And that way we can see line by line who's contributed to the program, right? And if we get to the end of the Mr. Destructoids or whatever, we can call Pikachu again and get more input. So that was just a test because I was explaining it. So that's not going to be the official set of usernames yet. But whoever just contributed, whoever just wrote your Mr. Destructoids in, get ready for the next Pikachu. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for my Pikachu emoji in the chat, and I'm going to go after that and start pulling the names. So anything before the Pikachu, I'm just basically going to ignore. Oh, Andre, the ground rules is as soon as I call Pikachu, if you want to contribute to the Python script, I need 3 Mr. Destructoid emojis from you. Because I'm visually going to use that as an indicator to see who wants to contribute to the code. I'm not cold calling on people today, just so that I don't put anybody on the spot and maybe if people are busy, they don't have time to come up with something. Only people who want to contribute. All right, so hello guys, Colton and Colton's hair. That's funny. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to call Pikachu. And as soon as I call Pikachu, I'm going to put the list of names together. And then once the list of names are put together, we're going to, one by one, line by line, go through it and build up a Python program. So here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3, Pikachu. All right, JP guys first. Nice. So I'm going to start putting together the list. So the JP guy, whoops. V Ruthless V, Abishal, Samrat 6192, and Merg Masalam. I apologize if I misspell your name, so Hazar. Just trying to make sure I catch them all. We'll do this just for a minute or two. We're not going to have to. Oh, did I miss Disco Damaged? I did. Whoops, that's my bad. After Disco Damaged. So Hazur, Injure, Hey, Y.16. Scared to sign up for a line and I don't even know what the program is. We haven't decided what the program is. That's the beautiful thing. MRTNCRN. Mr. Tankthorn. I'm not sure if that's how I'm pronouncing the name. So we're really all in on Pokemon. We're just using it as an indicator for today, I guess. Budanog, if you have a small problem and it's not related to the stream, just hit me up off to the side. But if it's related to the stream, feel free to write it there in the chat. Bavik Knight, there we go. You're doing code lines, True Kinese. So you will be telling me what you want written down in the form of a code line. So you're going to have to write the code line out. And Mr. Tankthorn wrote it again. So we'll get as many people as we can before we start taking duplicates. Luigi's in the chat. Shinwen is in the chat. That's already 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's like 11, 10. Or it's 10, literally 10. It's written on the left side of the text editor, 10 lines. OK, so if we want to start with 10 lines, that's great. OK, Shub Official, cool. Shub H Official 01. That's 11. When there will be a stream about problem solving, checking code, that time I'll post my problem fine. Let's try it now, test run. Devil Abi, ship it. This is a beautiful program so far, just a set of comments. I'm coding project 1 for CS50 Web while watching this, awesome. Bunny on run. I don't think they already suggested no. OK. No bugs. You know, that's true. There are no bugs in this. There we go. Andre's going to take part. Nice. Cap10 333. And pretty soon we'll actually maybe get started on a script of some kind. Now what we could do is we could just jump into this completely fresh, not have any goal, and just let people write whatever they want, which is totally justifiable and totally chaotic. Or we could decide on a goal. We could say, OK, let's all together code Mario or something like that. Something along the lines of Speller would be pretty big. But we could say something like Mario, and then all work together on doing that. But we could try both of them, experiment, and see which one's entertaining, right? The whole goal of this is to be educational and entertaining. Can we have a chatbot today? This is Bunny on Run. I'm not sure if you're referring to a bot that I'm not sure what you're referring to with the bot. If you mean like, if you're asking the chat to code a chatbot with you, I vote chaos, says Asley. OK, who votes chaos? Who votes a goal? Project Euler? Project Euler would be interesting, actually. Chaos. People want chaos. Everyone loves chaos. All right. Oh, somebody said goal. Sohazor said goal. My goal is chaos. Well, what we'll do is we'll do chaos first, and then maybe a goal later. And if this goes well, and if people enjoy this, we could maybe do this more frequently, this kind of stream, and maybe expand on it, add more features and whatnot. But I think we have a pretty sizable list of people. If we run out of people who've contributed lines, we'll call Pikachu again, and whoever wants to contribute can contribute. But let's go ahead, and we're going to preserve these comments, because these comments are going to help us identify sort of who's contributed to the script, and we can see, you know, who's built what as we've gone on. So JP guy, you're setting the stage for this chaotic script that we're running here. So you go first. Tell me what you. It is like a git blame, yes. ATD dominate. Hello, good to see you. So JP guy, let's get the first Python line. And if you aren't familiar with Python, this might be more difficult if you've volunteered to contribute. OK, so we have a function signature declaration. Chat codes. OK, I like it. So this is the beginning of a function for people who aren't familiar with Python. So this is interesting. So v ruthless v. And if you, by the way, if you want to get out of a block of an indentation block, let me know. And then AT dominate, yes, I'll put you down here at the bottom. The rules AT dominate are that I'm going to call Pikachu, basically, which means put the Pikachu emoji in the chat. And anybody who wants to contribute to this script needs to put 3 of those robot destructoid emojis. You should have access to it as a general Twitch user. But v ruthless v, let's get your line as line number 2. And again, if you want to come out of a nested block, let's say we're in a function, you want to come out of the function, just specify. Well, one print what? Oh, we have the first troll today. So we haven't called the script, the function, to be fair. So while one print what? Beautiful. And I'm just going to indent these all nicely like that. So there we have our first beautiful function. So that's v dominate, sorry, v ruthless v. And now Abishal. Abishal is going to be the next person to contribute. So Abishal, let me know what you want to do to this Python script, this beautiful Python script that we have so far. Actually, I'm going to keep it on this break. Oh, OK, so they have a break. Interesting. Now, do you want the break right here? Where do you want the break, Abishal? Can you be more specific for me? Shub Official says, I see where it's going. It's kind of devolving into an infinite cesspool of inside the while. Oh, OK. So the issue with that is going to be we're going to do something like this, because that it's not possible. So that semicolon there, I'm guessing that's where what you're going for. So we'll do that. So we'll say, whoops, did I? There we go. So we might need to specify a rule, which is that you can't have one-liner loops and if statements, because that causes issues like this, where v ruthless v sort of put us into an infinite loop, and then we had to use the same line with Abishal to correct it. I mean, we can experiment with it and see where things need to go, but whatever. It works. It solves the problem. It's just going to get a little bloated. I like the idea of having one line per person, not like one line that's like conglomerated, that's multiple people are sharing, but Good save on Abishal's part. So Samrat6192, if we could get a line of code from you. And actually, why don't we say that as a rule, maybe, so that we can keep people on the same line, keep people on individual lines. So we'll say this. We'll say that this is v ruthless's, and there we go. This here, we'll do this. Boom. Bring this up here. So technically, this is not one line from v ruthless, but we'll retroactively make it work. So there we go. So Samrat6192, let's get your next line. Oh yeah, Amit, if you want to contribute, I'll put your name at the bottom of the script here. So Amit, Microsoft, India. All right, so Samrat6192, let's get a, OK, where would you like, do you want the, so here's the thing. Do you want it here in the same, by the way, this indentation is killing me. There we go. Sorry, this indentation got messed up for some reason. Let's bring that back. There we go. And here we go. And then Samrat. OK, so Samrat wanted the, what was it? Oh, did I? OK, print chat is lovely. Now, did you want it there, Samrat? To be tell me where you want the, because if you don't specify an indentation, like you want to come back out of the indentation, this is different from putting it, for example, back here. Oh, why is this indentation being so terrible? There we go. Be ruthless. Well, at least I got the console to print what once. Should have thought about something funnier than what, LOL. Choker Kid says, hello, not looking to participate, but I usually watch these videos on YouTube and wanted to come here to say they're awesome. Thank you so much. If you feel inclined to participate, definitely consider doing it. Oh, sorry, Abitech18. Let me go ahead. I'll add you. Abitech18. OK, so you wanted the chat is lovely line right there. Perfect. OK, cool. So Merg Masalam. Let's get the next line from you. Lucas Nothing says add me. OK, cool. Can do that. We have an endless supply of people. This makes our chat easier to prolong, certainly. And if I missed anybody, I apologize. Just let me know. Actually, if you want to get added and I haven't added you yet, this is the way to indicate it. Exactly as True Kanice said. It's lagging a little tiny bit. Come on. There we go. If you want to participate and I haven't added you yet, just write this in the chat. The 3 robots. I can visually see that very easily compared to reading all the stuff on the chat. OK, Kdroboss. And I believe we're still waiting on. So Merg Asalam, did you want to contribute to add myself to the list? OK, sure. I'll add myself. I'll add myself right here, down way at the bottom. Merg Masalam, we need a line from you. And we'll time this out. So we'll say if nobody contributes a line within like a minute, then oh, true. Yeah, that line will never be. Well, I asked Samrat if he wanted he or she wanted their line there. So you know, they said they wanted it there. But yeah, I think technically speaking, this is the only way it'll actually be visible. So we probably want that. We probably want it there. Should add Colton's hair, Colin Faraz. There are kind people in the chat that can help explain the rules. True, I do appreciate anybody who's willing to do that for me. I think we're still waiting on, so Merg Masalam. So what I think we might end up doing is if the person who put their line in doesn't end up actually writing it, I'll sort of take their name out and put it back towards the bottom. So we'll do that. We'll just bring this back down here. So Merg Masalam can contribute a little bit later. Some folks are going to come in and out, which is natural. So I think that's OK. Disco Damage, though, you're up. You're next on the line. So give me your next. Give me what you want the line to be. And if you want, here's what I think the so. Disco Damage is writing a combo statement on one line, which is basically saying, if Mario is greater than Bowser, print the princess is saved, else print, sorry, the princess is in another castle. The problem is that makes it hard for us to, that makes us susceptible to infinite loops that we can't break out of and can cause compound issues that are hard to solve. So what we're going to do is we're going to only allow for, if you have an if statement, just the if statement. So you can't have like an if, then a block, then an else, then a block. Because Python could let you chain a bunch of stuff onto one line. So just one condition, one block, one condition, one block, or a loop header. Only that for your bit of code. OK, perfect. So another thing. What we're going to need people to do is specify their indentation. Because I could put that line here, or I could put it here. And those would have two different effects. So do you want your if statement here, or do you want it back in indentation? So for the folks that are contributing from now on, if you're going to give me a line, say either same indentation, nested indentation, or back indentation. So go in, stay at the current level, or go back for indentation. Disco Damage says go back for indentation. So we're going to say, if Mario is, I got to go back and read it now, greater than Bowser. Now, some folks in the chat already told us that this was going to be a problem because there is nothing defined as Mario or Bowser. So that's just going to break the code. We can add a body to that if statement if Sohazor wants to contribute. So Sohazor, feel free to contribute. Let's run this and actually maybe test it, so we can see exactly what the problem is. But next line is Sohazor. So Sohazor, if you're in the chat, then let us know. Trukani says, can you compare strings? Yes, you absolutely could compare strings, 100%. That would be a different set of behavior than what Disco Damaged ended up proposing. CS50 equals 6969. OK. So CS50 equals 6969. So that's a legal statement, though, right? That's completely legal. It's just assigning an integer value to a variable called CS50, and it's a legal variable name. The only problem is going to be this bit of code here. So what we can do is we can actually run this code, and I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to bring open my terminal, and let's make sure I'm in the right place. So let's go into Dev, Streams. This is called Chat Codes Python, and then I'll just run test1.py. And you can see that here in the terminal, it's telling us, Python is telling us, hey, the name Mario is not defined. Like, that's not a variable that exists anywhere. So we're going to kind of need to get away from that issue. Hardapraj, I'll add you to the list of contributors here. So let's go ahead and say that right here. Now, let's add a new rule. People can propose an amendment. So here's, that's NSFW. So we'll say, if you're contributing, I want you to write amendment like this, and then blah, 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 right? So if you want to correct somebody's line, say amendment, actually here, say amendment line 7, and then blah, 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 blah. So this is a good opportunity for somebody who wants to fix our code. I propose import OS. Have fun, chat. Giovanni Nog. We are already in the global scope. Yes, as to what Merlin said, we are already in the global scope. Any code that we write here is global. Any variables we assign, and so on and so forth. True Kinese wants to contribute again. Oh, actually, no. We didn't write True Kinese in here for this batch, did we? Oh, we didn't. Oh, wow. The True Kinese was the first person to propose code with the original mock batch, but that didn't end up going anywhere. And then V0LCO. So I'll go ahead and write that. So V0LCO. So who's the next person? Hey, Y.16. So sorry, my network was bad. OK, that's OK. Totally understand. If you want to propose a change, Y. Let's go ahead and take your input. Let's see what you can do. If it's a propose an amendment or just keep this awful sort of script. Not to say it's awful. It's a beautiful script, but it's broken. We need to fix it somehow. So hopefully somebody can propose an amendment to how we can fix this script. Can I play Cairo 05? Absolutely. I'll add you to the list. So Cairo 05. We're taking individual requests. Do you know those Twitch play streams? I absolutely do. This is actually sort of inspired by that, though less automated. If this were automated, it would get pretty insane. But I think it would be interesting to try it at some point. Burn it, says Merlin. Yeah, 3 times if you want to code a line. True Kinese, I appreciate, I should have a bot that actually says that. True Kinese has been on top of helping out. I feel like it would be nice to have a cool little bot that reminds people how to do that, because that's pretty nice. So hey, Y.16, if you're, OK, I propose while 1 should have less than or equal to. OK, so that's fair. So while 1 is less than or equal to what? And ideally, follow so Azor says propose. For line 6, Bowser is 2, line 7. For Mario in range, well, 1 is less than 2. This is Merlin. Yeah, I like that. All right, so Y. said while 1 is less than or equal to, right? Is that what he said? Less than or equal to. And we're going to need less than or equal to something, right? That needs to, less than or equal to expects, it's an operator that expects 2 operands, one on the left and one on the right, or reverse if you're looking at me on stream. Merlin proposed 2, so we can use 2 if hey, Y. is OK with doing that. So we'll say amendment. Actually, what we'll do is amendments will go above. Amendment less than or equal to hey, Y. What was the name? 16. Probably while 1 is less than 10. OK, 1 is less than 10. So that's effectively the same logic, right? It's the same. It's going to do the same exact thing. An infinite loop, because 1 is always less than 10, and 1 is always a truthy value. While 1 basically just means while true. We can effectively think of it that way. So Y. proposed an amendment here above this line. So awesome. Now let's go ahead and get Mr. Tankthorn. If we can get Mr. Tankthorn to give us the next line in the code, be it an amendment or a new line, just specify where exactly you want your code and how we're going to use it. Break, though. We did use break. Yeah, break helped us get out of the infinite loop. Thank goodness for Abishal, who proposed that for us. Andre, you're going to have to wait your turn, I'm afraid. But definitely, you can propose stuff, actually. This is fine. So if you're proposing things in the chat, that's totally fine. I just won't consider it if your name is not the current person, just because then it'll get chaotic and whoever can type fastest sort of wins. But you can use that as maybe a way to get inspiration. So it's easy, just don't run the chat codes Python function. Exactly. You can propose suggestions for people or write stuff, and people that are whose turn it is can maybe fall on those suggestions, but we won't consider any lines unless it's that person's turn. So we want fairness in this particular example. Kanaj has a proposal for line 8. We get advantage on a 9 with advantage. I was going to call that fun, LOL. You know, we could try that. It would get very difficult to it would be very difficult to keep track of for me, because I would have to sort of like constantly roll back up the chat and do stuff, and it would get, and obviously people's stuff would be out of order and they'd be writing over each other and sort of writing on the same line. So that's kind of why we're doing more of a take a turn approach to the script and proposing amendments. So we'll see. But Mr. Tankthorn is up currently. We'll take just a few seconds, and if Mr. Tankthorn doesn't respond, we'll call on Bavik for the next line. So Bavik is indeed the next person. Loner King10's got an amendment. Line, oh, Mario is equal to heart emojis. I like that. Mr. Tankthorn is not available. OK, that's fine. We probably have like maybe 15, 20 people in the queue. So Mr. Tankthorn, we're going to take your name. So here's what we're going to do. Instead of rolling back names to the end of the list, we're just going to delete names. And if you want to get added, just use the 3 robots. Again, this is an experiment where this is the first time we've done this. So this might be a little bit sloppy until we build up a really good system. And Demo Pathos, just write 3 robots in the chat. Since you already wrote as much, I will add you to the end here. That just makes it very easy for me to visibly see who wants to contribute. So I don't have to read every line and reread it and just double check that I missed anybody. I can very easily see the green big robot on the screen. So Bavik Knight, Bavik, it's your turn. Let me know what you want to add to the script. If you want an amendment, if you want an individual line, make sure to specify your indentation too. And remember, we can't do compound lines. We're doing, if you want an if statement or a while statement or a for statement, just make sure that you only do the for or the while or whatever. Don't do like a chained list of stuff, just because then it's really hard. It's really easy to fall into a hard to amend mistake. Someone notify me in the chat when my turn comes. Absolutely. Asley T, I will happily add you to the end of the queue. Loner King10 actually asked before. So let me go ahead and do that. Loner King10. And amendment, line 9. If Mario, there we go. Bavik fixed the script. So we're going to say amendment with Bavik Knight. And so what Bavik did is, these are 2 variables right now. Because they don't have quotes around them, any word that's not a Python keyword is considered a variable. But we haven't assigned anything to those names. But what Bavik's done is Bavik has said, OK, instead of that, let's just say if Mario is less than CS50, right? And so what that's done is now we've taken, well, these are called string literals. So these are just pieces of data, strings. And you can compare strings against strings. It'll basically go letter by letter, seeing which one is less than the letter in the other word. So it'll compare the M to the C. The C is going to be less than the M, so CS50 is going to evaluate to being less than Mario. If they both started with the C, it would go to the second letter of the words, and then therefore perform the same kind of arithmetic. So Kanaj wanted to get added to the script, so let's go ahead and do that. Kanaj. So excellently done by Bavik Knight. Let's go ahead and run our script and see what happens. And nothing happens. And this is good. This means our script ran successfully. There were no bugs. We didn't get a traceback like we did earlier because it said Mario is not defined. Now our script just runs. All it does is if Mario is less than CS50, which it's not, then CS50 is there's going to be a variable in this scope called CS50, which gets assigned the numerical value of 6969. So Nice amendment on Bavik's part. We have a working script. So next person that we want to get onto the script, shubofficial01. Let's get a suggestion from you. Let's see what you got. What are you going to add to this script? Let's make it awesome. I'm very curious where we're going to get from here. Print different strings. Now, where do you want this, Shub? So remember, we're gonna assume that our cursor is always sort of where our current line is. So our cursor is here. Do you want it at present indentation, or do you want it back in indentation? Those are two different options. Those will have two different results. Print different strings. OK. So we want it. I'm going to assume that we want it here in the current scope. But this is sort of where you need to be specific, because those have two different behaviors, right? So shubofficial said print different strings. And I'm going to go back over here. Now, I wouldn't necessarily say that that logic is sound. Well, actually, yeah, it actually is sound. It is sound logic. They are different strings. Because if one is less than the other one, they have to be different strings. So I correct that statement. It doesn't necessarily, the logic doesn't necessarily test for different strings as much as it tests for one string being of a different quality than another string. It's kind of like an overgeneralized statement, but it makes sense. People voted chaos. Colton, respect the democracy. No, this is I like this so far. I want this to be chaotic, but I want people to also be specific about where things get put. Cool, so shubofficial, thanks for the contribution. If we run this script, we see that it actually doesn't say different strings. Interesting. Why is that? Is Mario actually not less than CS50? Oh no, Mario's greater than CS50. So this isn't going to run, right? We said that before, but I had a brain fart. It should be not equals there. This. Oh, well, if you want to change that, you need to propose an amendment, Shub. So we're going to have somebody else decide on that, because you did this line. So if somebody wants to correct that, they're more than welcome to do so. But it's Devil Abi's turn to propose a change to the script. So Devil Abi, what do you propose that we change about our Python script? Shub official saying, haha. Yeah, it's, you know, we got to respect everybody's contributions. You know, we can't override all everything sort of haphazardly. Captain 333, thanks for the follow. Anybody else who's followed today, apologize if I missed it. Much appreciated. We had a ton of followers yesterday as well that I didn't specify. There we go. Devil Abi is on Shub's side. So amendment, if Mario is not equal to CS50. So something like that, which is great. So I'm going to add Devil Abi's name here to the amendment list for this line. And let's save it and run it. And we do indeed see the different strings thing. Let's do it. You're missing a quote, but let's roll with it. You know, I'm also sort of here to account for people's typos. I feel like that would be even. I feel like it'd be even worse to go full chaotic and then take typos into consideration. I don't know if people want me to be pedantic about like typos like that. It'd be interesting. It could be frustrating for some people to watch, but that's. I mean, that would technically be programming. So, have we reached the 5th amendment yet? No. This is so far we're at 3 amendments. So, Bunny on Run, your turn. Let's see what we got. Malik Bilal, 1997. Hello world. Good evening. So says, I don't know where it's going. This is the beauty of this, though. We don't know where it's going, and that's okay. I think that's why this is fun. For the love of all that is holy, someone import anti-gravity, says Andre. Hey, Andre, when it's your turn, you have every right, every prerogative to import anti-gravity. Oh, geez. OK. Well, this is cool. Okay, so bunny on run, where do you want that in the script? Do you want that? Very fancy. I like the list comprehension. Also, the problem is that we're using Python 3, so we're going to actually need to put in parentheses around that. But that should still work. It'll just print out the list as a list. If you want to do, I think you would need the print to actually be in the list comprehension in a specific place. Outside the if, OK. So this is cool. I like what bunny on run's done. A little bit more of an advanced feature of Python, the list comprehension. But basically, bunny on run has said print AB for A in CS50. CS50 is, and then Colton is, and then there's a space there and a space there. And then for B in great, and then amazing. So very, very flattering. So if we run this, we will see that we get a sort of a combination of the CS50 is great and CS50 is amazing. Well, rather, CS50, Colton is great and amazing. We get CS50 is great and amazing, and Colton is great and amazing, which thank you very much for the kind words. And CS50 is very flattered as well, I am sure. But this is the output of that. So pretty cool. I'm a big fan of that. You could probably find a way to, if you were to map print to that, you could probably end up, instead of printing the list itself, you could actually print the strings themselves in a list. But I would have to, would that be possible? I think you could do that. You could do map with a lambda on x for every x in that list comprehension instead of printing the list outright. I think that would work. So that'd be cool. But yeah, very nice contribution by Bunny on Run. Thank you very much. Anybody unfamiliar, again, this is called a list comprehension. And this is actually a nested list comprehension. So 2 list comprehensions in one, which allows you to sort of do a 2-dimensional loop over data. Pretty cool. Andre, it's your turn. What are we going to do, Andre? Are you going to import anti-gravity? I want to see it. I think the chat wants to see it. But if you'd rather do something fancy instead, definitely let me know. And make sure to specify where you want to import anti-gravity to. Nope, we have to be organized, says Andre. All right, Andre, let's see what you want to do. Oh, OK, perfect. Light Y wants to contribute. I apologize if I missed anybody. I don't think I did who wanted to contribute to the chat. So down at the very bottom, we're going to say L1GHT_Y. So you will be after Kanaj. If name is equal to main. Oh, boy, here we go. OK. So Andre wants us to get more organized with our code. So we're going to say if name is equal to quotes __ main __, just like that. Boom. So for folks unfamiliar, this is the way that Python modules, Python scripts sort of check to see if they're being run as the main script at the command line or whatnot. So this basically is going to get started, and then whatever's inside of here will get run if this script is being run at the command line. So anything in here, if this were being used as a library file, nothing inside of here would get run. So effectively, all of this stuff is kind of like the same as if we put it in here for all intents and purposes. But you know, we have it there. We have it there now as a formality. Our script now looks more legitimate, or what have you. So Captain 333, let's go ahead and get a line from you. Very excited to see where we go from here. New line, no indentation. Input key is input def. Press F to pay respect key. OK, interesting. OK. The one thing is that this is going to break, but that's OK, because there's nothing inside the if statement. But we'll say input key is equal to input def press F to pay respect key. I don't think this will work. I think this will just break, right? Because you can't have a def on the same line as after an input without a semicolon. But we're not doing nested lines. So I'm not sure. Yeah, Captain, we're not doing nested lines. So if you have multiple things you want to do, you can do this, for example. So input key is equal to input. But to save us the ability for people to mess with stuff and to cause hard to debug stuff, we're going to just do single lines. So do you want to do input key as input? You can revise your line if you would like. Shub says this is gross. Yeah, but that's kind of the point. That's OK, just input. OK, great. So input key gets input. So what that's going to do is if we run this script now, well, first of all, it's going to break because there's no indentation block here with any information. So Andre said if name is equal to main, and then Python expects there to be some stuff here. If there's nothing here, it freaks out because the next thing that it sees is this line that's at the same level of indentation as that if statement. And that's an error in Python. There needs to be an indented something here, even if it's just pass like that, right? So we're going to need to fix that at some point if anybody wants to be the person to fix that. But ATT dominate, you are the next in line. So let's get some input from ATT dominate. Amend line 19 pass. And that's not even an amendment, honestly. That'll just be your line. So we'll go ahead and we'll add that here. Actually, I realize for consistency, this needs to be like that. And I put Bunny on Run's name up above here just because it's a very long name. But for the shorter long line of code, but for the shorter lines of code, we'll just put it off to the side so people can see at a glance who contributed. And we've got a lot of contributors so far today. So now if we run this code, this should work. So this is great. Notice that it didn't end the script, right? We see the Bunny on Run's list comprehension printed out to the screen, but the console is sort of still polling because, well, we're checking for input. That's that input, or that's that whatever we called it. Key is equal to input. Input key is equal to input. So I can type something, press enter. That'll assign it to input key. But now we've ended the script. So the script is all over. So Shub Official wants to do another contribution. That's fine. We'll take more contributions if people want. So we'll add that. I apologize if I'm not completely spelling that correctly. But that's great. So the script works. We're in a working state. The next person to contribute is going to be Amit, Microsoft India. So Amit, let's get some code from you. Bastion Gaming, thank you very much for the follow. Hope to see you contributing to our awesome Python script. Shari Z, hello, good to see you. Anybody who wants to contribute again, 3 robots. We need 3 robots. Noma wants to contribute. Perfect. I should have a Twitch bot that says that just on every minute, just will say, if you want to contribute, write 3 robots to the screen. I think that would actually be pretty easy to write. Bastion Gaming. Let me go ahead and add you. Thank you for the contribution. Hacker Becker, hello, good to see you. So Amit, Microsoft India, waiting on you for the next line of code. EduScorpion1. All right, let's get you in there. EduScorpion1. Sort of laying the train tracks down as we move along. What are we contributing to? I don't know. Everybody is writing this script 1 line at a time, and we will get where we get. If you want to contribute, write robot 3 times. Thanks to the True Kinese for very graciously reminding folks how to write, how to get involved, how to get added to the list. I believe it is called an exquisite corpse. Hacker Becker, I got you. Hacker Becker, let's get you in there. Sherry Z, thank you very much for the follow. So Amit, Microsoft, still waiting on you. If we don't get a line of code from you within the next few seconds, we'll go ahead and we'll bump you off the list. But you can get re-added if you write 3 robots later on. But we just want to keep this moving a little bit. And I apologize for anybody who has a slower internet speed and may not be able to keep super well up to speed with what we're doing. I know that some folks are watching from parts that don't have the greatest internet. I know that some folks have mentioned as much in the chat before, so my apologies if so. But I'm not seeing anything from Amit. So what we'll do is we'll take Amit off the list, but you can come back later, Amit, if you're understanding, if you're not understanding, if you're listening and you want to come back and add a line later on, definitely toss in some robots into the chat. Abitech18, you're up next. Let's get a line from you. Let's see what you want to, how you want to influence this amazing script that we have going on here. Hooray! Finally, my turn. You know, I think we are going a little slow, but it's. I think we're going faster than we would be going if we were kind of doing. If we were doing this an automated system. My line is print machine learning is great. OK, Abitech, do you want that just right here? Happy to do that. Print. Actually, let me just go ahead and print machine learning is great. This is going to be a beautiful Python script when we're done with this. It's just going to be all over the place, touching all realms of computer science. So Galeful, I got you. And lest anybody think that it's maybe a silly rule about the robots, it just makes it really easy for me to see at a glance. I'll have the chat in a nice big window, but it makes it really easy for me to see when people want to contribute. And so if I at a glance see those 3 robots, I know, oh, instantly, OK, that person wants to contribute. I don't have to read through the script, all of the chat and say, who hasn't contributed yet? Who should I add? So it just makes it easy. It's really nice to see. So Abitech18, thanks for the contribution. Lucas, nothing. You're up next. What? OK, great. Awesome. My line, xd is going to be equal to input of what are you doing? All right, that's beautiful. Let's go ahead, oops, and add your name here like that. OK, so let's go ahead and see what we got. So we're going to get an input, which is just, you know, I can write anything, so I'll just write blah, blah, blah. Machine learning is great. What are you doing? Live coding on Twitch. Cool, and that's the end of our script. So we have something going on, right? It's coming along. It's moving. We've got input from the user. We've got output. We even have a main function, like a main sort of predicate here, interestingly, which we're not using. If name is equal to main, then pass, right? So it's all right. But it's coming along. It's coming along. Kedrobos, you're up next. So Kedrobos, let's get a line of code from you. What do we want to contribute? Andre wants to contribute again, so happy to do so. Andre Petalin, and then Kedrobos wants another contribution later on. I can absolutely do that. So Kedrobos says amend line 19 to say, wait, amend line 19 kappa, call the function kappa. Am I reading that correctly? Like you want to, so amend line 19, you want it to say this, just like that? And the if predicate is just right in the middle of the script. It's not at the end. It's not at the top. It's just right in the middle. Oh, Kedrobos wants that inside the, OK, got it. OK, cool. So kappa, we have a kappa function. That's our main function. So we're going to actually write an amend here, like amend, and then that's going to be Kedrobos. Beautiful. So very, very nicely done, Kedrobos. Very nicely done. Now, some folks might be curious of the fact that we don't have a kappa function, and we don't have a kappa function. That needs to be written by somebody. So somebody needs to take it upon themselves to actually make that a reality. So we'll say transmuter is going to be added to the list, and then acre foo, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I apologize if I'm not. Our list is growing, so this is becoming very exciting. So the next person is me. I'm the next person. Wow, I can't believe it. I'm the next person. This is this is a lot of pressure. How do I make this script better than it already is? It's a tall order. But we'll say my contribution is going to be, just because, you know, Kedrobas kindly added the kappa function call to the script, but there is no kappa function. So I'm going to actually define the kappa signature. And it's up to the chat to decide how the kappa function actually runs, what it does. But I'm the person who sort of, I guess, laid the first stone for it. So you all have me to thank for that. Ilya Vihir 5. Let me go ahead and add you to the list. Ilya Vihir 5. Fantastic. So that's my line. Murgma Salam. We're back to you. And actually, Murgma Salam was, we added Murgma Salam to the end of the list because they didn't add anything to the chat. So Murgma Salam, if you're in the chat, I'm going to give you just a minute. But if you're in the chat, feel free to contribute now. But if not, we might remove this name because Murgma Salam was somebody who wasn't responding previously. And then Kolam Paras, I'm going to add you. And the Choco Kid 21, going to add you there at the bottom as well. So we'll give just a few seconds to Murgma Salam, and then we will go to Hardapraj. So Hardapraj, be ready. You're next if Murgma Salam is not still present in the chat. And then shout out to David. Says, welcome back, everyone. David has this beautiful script he can look upon that the chat has kindly written throughout the course of today's stream, including this beautiful, look at this beautiful list comprehension that Bunny on Run contributed. So you can do a lot in one line in Python. It's pretty impressive. But you'll see that we have this amazing main declaration here on line 17, right in the middle of the script. Not at the end, not the top, just right in the middle. And you know, we have global stuff up above that, global stuff below that. It's a festivity. It's a real good time. So Murgma Salam I don't think is present. So we're going to go next to Hardapraj. So Hardapraj, it's your turn. Everyone is waiting on you so intently for this amazing new line that you're going to contribute. Clown festivity, Merlin says. Oh, David, does David want to contribute a line to the script? That would be, I think people would love to see that. We have, I'll just kind of go through the script if David wants to. So David can either, I don't know if David's going to actually, David may not be tuned in for too long depending on if he's busy at the moment. But if you're present, David, and you want to contribute, you can propose a new line or an amendment to an existing line. But you can only do one line and it can't be compound. Those are the rules of the stream. So we'll let that offer hang if David's present or not. And then in the meantime, Hardapraj, if you're present, the next line is all you. And again, if we don't get input from Hardapraj after a minute or so, we will we'll say go on to the next person, and then maybe Hardapraj can come back in the future. Folks are going to come in and out. That's natural. That's normal. Completely expected. Why don't we add David to the list? We'll let David come in at any time whenever David wants to contribute, because I know David's probably got stuff that he has to do. But is Pygame installed? Pygame is not installed, Noma. But this foundation that we're laying for this stream could very easily be extended to making a game. We could do this in Love, for example, where I sort of help the stream create a game in Love one line at a time. Absolutely possible. But that's going to, I think, take a bit more practice with this, experience with this, and then we can maybe go over some ground rules and some very basics of the framework so that everybody kind of knows how they can contribute. Zelen Mo, thank you very much for the follow. And then Sherry Z put in 1 robot. So I'm expecting 3 robots, Sherry Z, but I will assume that you mean that you want to get added to the list. So I'm going to add you to the list just right there. Now, Hardapraj did not contribute anything in that span of time, so we're going to remove the name. Again, if your name gets removed, you're not gone forever. You can, at any time, put 3 robots into the chat, and we'll put you at the end of the list again for the next line that you want to add. Now, True Kines, it is your turn. I know True Kines has been very active in the chat, so I'm confident True Kines is going. There we go. Trucanese, before I could even finish my sentence. So Trucanese said, first line of code. OK, so we're going to go up here. Time.sleep 5, boot time. 5, boot time. And we're going to go ahead and, because they wanted to add a comment to it, we're going to put their name above that. So we'll go ahead and say, up at the very top, time.sleep 5. Now, that's going to cause a problem, and we'll see why if we just run this. Wait, actually, expected end of file while parsing. Line 54. Did we have a new block? Oh, yeah, because we didn't define the function yet. So we're going to need to define the function. Check if it works. Amend. So Volko wants, OK, Volko is the next person, and they are already on top of it. So Volko wants to amend def kappa return. Oh, God. And in a recursive function. Oh, man, this is beautiful. OK, so we'll see what happens when we do that. So return kappa. So everyone has Volko to thank for this amazing contribution. So thankfully, oh, actually, we are calling it. So this is going to be horrible. So rip stack is correct. So, but we can't even get there because, like I said, we had a problem with Trucanese's line, and that is that time is not defined. So someone's going to need to fix that. Someone's going to need to fix the fact that time is not defined. And the person who I think is most appropriate to do that is Cairo05. So Cairo05, this all hangs on you. How are we going to fix this script that we have in front of us? K function. Oh, Luigi has a K function link in the chat. I would have to take a look at that. I don't remember offhand what a K function is. Fabric Coder, I added you to the list. You are set to go. So Cairo05. How are we going to fix this problem? We can either add new code or we can fix the existing issue so we can see the extravagant catastrophe that's about to unfold when we run this infinitely recursive main function, this kappa function. And it's appropriately named, honestly, because it's the ultimate kappa. It's the ultimate sort of troll move, right? GameKiller48, consider it done. And a reminder to anybody who wants to get added, do add 3 robots to the chat so I can see at a glance, because I may miss. I was able to read GameKiller's chat, but if the chat starts getting starts popping off, I might miss somebody's request to get added, and I would hate to do that. I would hate to miss somebody's desire to get added to this amazing stream we have going on so far. So again, Cairo05, waiting on you for the next line. Oh dear, that is a line if I have ever seen one. It actually got flagged for aggression, if you can believe that, which is kind of hilarious. So, oh boy, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to type that. But Cairo, where do you want that placed? Do you want that just placed here, right at the end of the script? Or do you want that placed in a specific location? I'm pretty sure that that is going to just destroy the, yeah, that's just going to destroy the script. It's just like a crazy computation. It's going to x squared for x in the range y, for y in the range z, for z in the range of 1 to the power of 100 times 1 to the power of 100. That is going to brick my computer. But we'll see what it looks like. End of the script. OK, excellent. So rip, ly has got the rips in the chat. All right, so print string of, oh boy, x squared for x in the range of y, for y in the range of z, for z in the range of int of 1 to the power of 100. Oh, man. Times the int value of 1 to the power of 100. OK, I think that will work. It's pretty, honestly, I need to shrink this down just so I can keep track of where we are. OK, so that's going to be Cairo05's contribution. if somebody wants to amend commenting out that line of code to save us the struggle, that might be justifiable at some point. But no, this is great. That's an amazing list comprehension and just an illustration of how crazy you can get with list comprehensions and how deceptively computationally intensive they can be if you're not careful with them. I've heard of defensive coding, but never aggressive coding. Yeah, this is aggressive. They're very aggressive coding. But is it a mistake because e to the 100 can't be an int value? I think it can technically be an int value in Python, right? Because it's because Python's int objects basically have infinite range. I mean, like theoretically, obviously not literally infinite range. But I mean, off the top of my head, I don't remember. But I know that they have absurdly high numerical range. So I think they can definitely store 100 digits. But I am not 100% sure. We'll have to test it out, actually. But Cairo05, thank you very much for your contribution. But if we run it, we're still not going to get there because, again, time is not defined. So somebody needs to define time so that true kinesis line at the very top can actually work. So the next person in charge of continuing this amazing script is Demopathos, who says, hello, everyone, just in time. So Demopathos, it is all on you. What contribution, time is subjective. Time is subjective. Demopathos, let's get you involved. And True Kinesis, thank you so much for being on top of actually calling people when it's their turn to write code. That's super helpful. Really appreciate that. Shriwash, hi, can I contribute? Absolutely. Colton, streamer dude is taking user input for code. OK, so following is my line of code. So I'm going to need to read this. So also Volco has a request to add Volco. And who wanted to contribute? Shriwash, who asked? Yes. So just because I happened to catch it, Shriwash. So let me read this line. OK, so Demopathos said, insert above line 1. Oh, boy. So print input is going to be equal to, oh, boy. Parsing this. OK, so this is going to be import random.choice. OK, so I know the random.choice library. And this dunder method for import, I'm guessing, just calls the import function that we normally use. So we're going to import the random module. We're going to call the choice method on it between print and input. OK, so those are two functions, print and input. I can't read if that's a comment or a... Oh, I see. We have a chance. OK, so what he's doing is he's randomly flipping between print and input. It's just that one does the other. Oh, this is chaos, but I love it. Here we go. Import. And potentially, actually, not one or the other. Potentially, it could be one could be both, which is really cool and crazy and potentially going to break the crap out of our Python script. But we'll see what we can do with it. So we'll take import of random.choice on print and input. I love that not needing to import anything because we've done sort of an inline import using the underscore import method. So now print and input are going to potentially be shuffled. In theory, they could be the same. They could be print and input. They could be both. They could be both print. They could both be input. They could be flipped, or they could be normal. So this is all this it does is chaotically change how our script operates. So we may need an amendment to the script at some point in order to not completely destroy everything. But excellent line on behalf of Demopathos in terms of an educational line, I think. Something that'll maybe inspire people to get creative. But if we run it, we still don't have time to find. So we can't see all these amazing features that we're adding to the script Because time doesn't exist. The module has not been imported. So somebody needs to do that. Gersamar03, I got you because I know that you want to be added. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Gersamar03. And did I miss anybody else? Volko, I added you. And Shuwash. Cool. Oh, Luigi. OK, great. Let's get Luigi in there. Luigi Morelli TW. Please, someone define time. Who's next? Who's the next person? Whose shoulders? Loner Kington. Loner Kington. If you're around, if you're still here, Loner Kington, please, for the love of the stream, everybody's begging you. Import time on line 1. Yes. Import line. It's happened. So thanks, everybody. Thank Loner Kington for their amazing contribution to the script. They've saved everybody. And in reality, what they've done is they've actually screwed us all terribly by letting us run all this bizarre, crazy, infinite stack overflowing code, stack overflowing and heap overflowing code. But do list comprehensions allocate on the heap? I'm assuming they do. Maybe not. They might allocate on the stack. I'm not 100% sure. Somebody who knows offhand, maybe chime in with whether that contributes to or whether it allocates on the stack or the heap. But here we go. This is going to be absolutely, oh man, I don't even know, but it's not going to be pretty. So we're going to run this. So we're just gonna sit for a second and enjoy. We got different strings. OK. Did that actually run everything? OK, so we got to different strings. Oh, I think different strings is now an input, maybe? It might be an input. So, OK, so blah, blah, blah. OK. Yeah, print is now input. So every time it prints out a line of code, it's waiting for me to type something. Oh, kappa is not defined because kappa exists below. Oh, I screwed up. I put kappa below the main declaration. So does somebody want to suggest how we fix that? We can't call kappa if it's not in the right place. Asley, it's your turn. What do you propose that we do? Not our fault. True. Whose fault was that anyway? I don't know. It's not like there's any way we could potentially look at the history of our code and see who might have written that line there. I mean, who knows who wrote that line of code? It could have been anybody. I clearly think that I haven't done a great job of keeping track of who wrote the line. But somebody clearly put this kappa function declaration here. Yeah, it must have been David. It was probably David. I mean, nobody. There's no way to know. There's no line here, right? I have no idea. No, it was me. I screwed up. I wrote kappa below the if statement. So Python goes top down. So it's going to go through the script, and it's going to come down here, and it's going to look for, it's going to say, OK, if name is equal to main, call the kappa function. But the kappa function hasn't been written until below that. So it doesn't know that it exists. So we need to actually move that up somehow. We could do that, or we could move main down. Asley says, come down to me after kappa is fixed. Oof. Asley, we might have to bump you to the bottom, though. Are you sure you don't want to contribute something now? Sherry Z is leaving and wants to leave the code. Probably tell people what to do in this case. I'm a Jeff is now following. Line 26, def kappa. OK, there we go. Oh, we're going to def kappa inside of main. OK, we can do that. So let's go ahead and say Asley T def kappa. Cool. Awesome. Nicely done, Asley. If pineapple pizza is greater than other pizzas, CS50 is equal to 1,000. Pineapple pizza will be greater than other, no, LMNOP, yeah. Pineapple pizza will be, I had to do the alphabet over my head again. P does come after O, so pineapple pizza is greater than other pizzas. So in that case, it will work. For your benefit, JP. So we have the kappa declaration is now here. We are now in an interesting situation where we can actually get around our Stack Overflow issue by having a declaration that is different than the Stack Overflow declaration that somebody else wrote earlier, which was Volko. So nice job on Asley's part. Kanaj, it's your turn. Oh, and also, True Kinese, Sherry Z is leaving, wants to leave the code. Probably tell people what to do in this case. Shari Z, if you're around, we'll take, if you're going to leave, we'll take your, I don't want to extend this to too many people because this could get chaotic as people are trying to leave, and maybe people say that to get their code put above other people's if their name is far enough down, I guess. But yeah, Shari Z, if you're still around, I'll take a proposal from you. And then we'll take you out of the list down here where your name currently is. I just tuned in. How does this work? We're writing a script only based on what people have contributed in the chat. So if you want to, and True Kinese has been awesome this whole time and has been saying, if you want to contribute, write robot 3 times. So exactly that. So write the, what is that called? Discord bot or whatever that thing is, 3 times. Sherry Z, sys.exit, bye-bye. Where do you want that, Sherry Z? Do you want it at the top? Do you want it at the bottom? Do you want it on a specific line? Where would you like that located? Also, this has been an amazing stream so far. We've got a ton of Mr. Destructoid. That's it. That's it. I'm such a noob. Middle, anywhere. We can't do anywhere, Sherry Z. You got to tell me exactly where you want it. I need that in a specific location. I am merely a vessel by which the chat is writing code today. I need a line number, Sherry Z. I need a line number. Where do you want it? Just give me all the line numbers are right here. 38. Beautiful. Thank you very much. So right here, we're going to get Sherry Z to write sys.exit bye-bye. Beautiful. Thank you very much, Sherry Z. If you end up leaving, thank you very much for the for the contribution. I appreciate it. I'm curious if we'll actually end up getting there, because I'm not sure. I guess we stand a higher. Well, actually, we have to fix our infinite. It depends on how we address the kappa function that we've now overridden inside of if name is equal to main. But we'll worry about that as we get to it. Kanaj. Kanaj, it is you. It is all you. Grim Waltzman, sup? Nizzle, got you. 3 robots. Let's go ahead and let's get Nizzle added to the chat. If var time is equal to 5. So Kanaj. Kanaj is the next script contributor. So favorite foods is equal to pineapple pizza. We might need to start having line numbers, honestly. So Kanaj, what line do you want that located on? If you could do me a solid favor. And Asley and Zelline Mo, I'm going to add you to the bottom here. So Asley and Zelline Mo. And if you want to just get re-added to the end of the list, assuming that you have, when you're adding a line, you can just add 3 robots to the end of your code, like somebody else has done. And I'll just take that to mean use my line and then add my name again to the list. Well, we can absolutely do that. The time Twitch installed Gen 2, that sounds reasonably painful. Loner King Tin, okay, got you. So again, to repeat it, if you give me a line of code and you want your name added again to the list, just add those 3 robots to the end of the line. And if you're new and you haven't added a single line of code and you want to get added to the list, just the 3 Mr. Destructoid emojis. That's the way that I'm sort of visually seeing that you are a contributor who wants to add something to the list. Oh, did I screw that up? Loner, oh, I'm sorry, so sorry. Loner King Tin, as in tin the metal. Colton, you could add a command contribute to the Nightbot so it answers right that times 3 if you want to contribute. Oh, interesting. I would love to figure out how to do that, actually. That would be super great. And then that would give True Kinese more time to actually write code, because I'm sure True Kinese wants to write more code because they're doing such an excellent job of just being helping moderate the chat. What did they say? Line 3. Transmuter. Kanash said line, okay, line 3. So let me, sorry, it's getting a little bit chaotic, which is great. Favorite foods. Favorite foods is going to be equal to, it's a single item, just pineapple pizza. Dan Coffee with CS50 would be very pleased. I'm going to go ahead and add your comment, your name to that line right here. So I hope that so far this script is everything that everybody has ever dreamed of when it comes to a collaborative, chaotic programming experiment. Light Y, it is your turn now. We are all looking forward to this amazing, beautiful line of code that you're going to add to us. Add to this. Def deja vu if import os.fork greater than 0 return deja vu. Chronox, we're not doing compound statements, but yes, that would fork bomb my computer. So probably, I probably would not do that just because I want this to work. But in theory, that would probably work. We can do infinite like Stack Overflow type stuff, but I'm probably going to try not to fork bomb just because that might shut down my computer or screw it up in some way that would be chaotic. Like too chaotic, a little too, like chaos is good, but a little too much chaos might be bad. I'll do SGGTS04. And just joined, what are we doing here? If you want to add some code, just add 3 robots, which you've already done. And we're just writing a chaotic line of, or a chaotic Python script. Nobody knows where we're going with it, so we're just having fun. And so far, we've gotten a pretty good amount. We've almost gotten down to 50 lines, roughly, including comments. So it's a good time. Light Y, have you contributed? Oh, if input key is equal to Mr. Destructoid times 3. And where do you want that line of code, Light Y? Can you give me a line number you want that on? Presumably after input key is assigned, which is on line 35. 45th line. OK, got you. Perfect. So we'll say if input key is equal to Mr. Destructoid times 3. Now the thing is, this isn't actually being rendered in Twitch chat, so people like I would, in order for this to actually work, I would have to type the literal string Mr. Destructoid space 3 times in order for that condition to evaluate true in my CLI. So this isn't integrated into Twitch, if anybody's curious. The hell if we know. No one knows, it's complete chaos. Yes, that is the fun. It is a lot of fun. So thanks to LightY for this line of code. So we're going to go ahead and just write that there. Let's go ahead and indent all of these just because they're a little bit close. So we have that there. We're back to ShubOfficial01. It is your turn to add to the script. And again, it helps a lot to see. It helps a lot when you give me a line number if your code, depending on how sort of out of the blue your code is. So give me a line number. Maybe start giving me the line number in the form of, you know, like line number and then blah blah, and then the code. And then possibly 3 destructoids. Something like that. So you wouldn't literally write line number, but that would be a number. Oh, geez. Meowcat, please add my code. Oh, man. I don't have access to the Twitch chat. I don't have access to the Twitch chat on this computer to copy that string over. So it'll be something that I can type myself feasibly, I think. Also because I have no idea what that B64 decode is. So yeah, if you put it in a, yeah, I don't know. I'm disinclined to maybe do something like that. I think that could maybe be a bit too crazy. I'm a Jeff. I like the idea, but it's interesting. Also, Meowcat, you haven't even been added to the list. I don't think. So if you want to get added to the list, I can add you, but I'm gonna need 3 robots from you, so I can verify that you want to get called on. And then also back on to Shub Official. It is your turn. Have you added code inside Kappa? Oh, okay, cool. So inside Kappa, inside of our, I'm assuming you mean this Kappa. So we'll say for item in favorite foods. And then this line, let's indent all of these a little bit. So this one is Shub Official 01. Just like that. Got a couple of contributions from Shub here that I see, which is nice. So we have that going. So we have a function inside of which is a for loop. So for every item in favorite foods, something is going to happen. People are like, what is that to the base 64 decode thing? Who knows? Could be anything. I'm going to go ahead and add, we got some new contributors to the chat, Closet Slayer and Gersamar03. Gersamar we've had. Put the code in a paste bin, that's true. Meowcat wants to contribute. And then True Kinese. There we go. True Kinese, it's been a while since we've had you. I know you've been very graciously helping keep everyone on track, which has been fantastic. Noma, it is your turn. So Noma, if you would like to add a line of code to this. I love seeing all those robots. I love how many people are interested in this. So Shub, let's get you involved again. Walsh9, I got you as well. Shub Official 01. And then, again, I apologize if I misspell this. I will try not to. Walsh9, I got you. Did I miss anybody? Varad Kolk, right above Shub Official. Varad Kolk. And super apologize if I even still miss your name. So definitely let me know if I missed it, and I'll try to add you where your slot is. But Noma, looking at you. So line 4, pizzas. OK, so pizzas is going to be equal to pineapple pizza. Pineapple pizza, pepperoni pizza, and margarita pizza. Fancy. This is a bit of a long line, so I'm actually going to put your name above it just for your readability. So we'll do that. So that's Noma's contribution. So we have a new list of pizzas, favorite foods, and then pizzas. So this is great. Pip install pandas, Arduino monkey. I guess we could do something like that. Well, we'll keep it vanilla, and let's maybe for the next stream, we will we'll get into installing libraries. We'll evolve it to the next step. We'll say that we can install libraries, and we'll do it in a virtual environment so we don't install things globally. But it'll be very interesting. OK, fantastic. Thanks so much to Noma. Bastion Gaming. It's all you. All on you right now, Bastion. Let's oh, pops errors. Yeah, let's actually run it to Galeful's point. Let's run a code right now. OK, so here's the problem. We're usually constantly in a state of errors, but on line 36, which is our kappa function, the The issue is that we have this block here, the for item in favorite foods. It's expecting something inside that indented block. That's the way for loops work in Python. And because there's nothing in there, in that indented block, it fails because it gets out of the indented block and goes to the kappa function call. We don't want that. We need to fill in that for loop in order to get the that error to resolve. So if anybody wants to find a way to fix this bug here on line 34, definitely let me know. But Bastion Gaming, it's all on you. Over the system exit, if OK, system exit, if xd is equal to input key equals xd colon. Interesting. So something like this is a little bit tricky because Python in I think I have 3.7 installed. I don't think you can do nested assignment like that in an if statement. But that's a 3.8 feature that they're coming out with. So if I'm not mistaken, that should just break. But we'll try it out. We'll say if xd is equal to, and then input key is equal to xd, which would mean we need to indent this. That should break because this bit here is basically an assignment within an expression that's in an if statement. And that's a feature that Python does not have that languages like C and Java do have, and C++. But I could be misremembering. That could be in a different context. But it looks like it's not. Oh, actually, it looks like it's working OK. So maybe I'm just maybe it has to be only within this if statement that it causes problems. Oh no, actually, sorry. It's because this is after. It's after the if. It's after this block, which is breaking. So that's what's that's why it has. We haven't detected the bug yet, but we will see it when we get to it. All right. So Bastion Gaming contributed that. So we're going to go ahead and add that line right here. Excellent. Let's go ahead now. The next person is EduScorpion1. EduScorpion1, your turn. What is the next line of code that you want to add to the script? And now, folks in the chat are kindly putting in suggestions. If your name is not currently the active name, we will not consider it for the current line. But you're welcome to suggest things in the chat as much as you want. And then maybe other folks will start, will adopt the line that you've proposed. It just won't be added at that exact moment in time that you suggested. We're doing things in order just to give everybody some fairness and to kind of have a little bit of system to our chaos, right? Make it a little bit systematic. But we'll see how things go. Can we import packages? Yes, we can import packages. We are allowing that. So we did import time at the very top, which solved the issue of time.sleep, which is here. And now we're currently blocked at this line, which is for item in favorite foods, indent, and then do something. But there's nothing defined there, so it's just breaking the script. So, and then Meowcat, thank you very much for the host. Much appreciated. So EduScorpion1, did we get a, OK, inside of main, def kappa, print item. OK. Inside of main, def kappa. Ah, here we go. Print item. Now, you probably could have been a little more specific because I could have interpreted that as print item here, right? Because all you said was inside of def kappa. You didn't say inside of the for loop in def kappa. And so these are the kinds of things you need to be really careful about when you're expressing programming, right? Because the difference between these two lines is very big. Right? This is an error, and this completely fixes the problem with this block of code. So I'm going to assume that you meant this block of code, but very easily could have been the other one, and that would have broken the code. So I'm going to go ahead and put your name here as a contributor, just like that. Awesome. We'll do a space there just for readability. And now let's rerun the code. Let's see if things are working. I'm going to run it. And so, indeed, Bastion Gaming's line of code does have some invalid syntax. Now, would anybody like the next person that is up, which is Hacker Becker, would you like to propose an amendment to line 46? Would you like to propose? You don't have to propose an amendment. We can keep the script broken, but in order for us to continue this script, we're going to need to fix it. So, yeah, code line numbers help a lot. And also just being more specific about where you want to put things. Line number 1, import this. All right, I can dig it. Import this. So what this should do is give us the Zen of Python sort of spiel. So we'll see how that turns out when we do that, just like this. And it didn't work. So I think it's because it's parsing it, it's not running it, and so we're still having a problem. But, you know, we'll figure it out when we get there. So Galeful, as True Kenese kindly said, you are next. Adam, we are making whatever the chat wants to make. This script is completely, it's like our text adventure. It's just kind of all over the place. It's pure chaos. If you want to get added to the list of people to contribute code, you can type in 3 Mr. Destructoids like Hacker Becker just did, and that will that'll get your name added to the list of people to contribute. So Edge Scorpion saying, solve the problems, please. It's all in the chat. Chat's gonna have to solve the problems. Xpolar Dreams, I got you. Add it. Xpolar Dreams. We could add Code Spaghetti to favorite foods. Hey, that's there we go. Galeful wants one added as well. So Galeful, I got you. Amend line 28, changing AB to A plus B. Line 28 is AB. Oh boy. Okay, AB. Oh, actually, that will. I think that will fix it. Wow. Nice. Solid. Well done, Galeful. That's cool. And now we can't see it because our script is still broken. We need to fix the bug. Hello, Taznor, good to see you. So what we need to do is, so Galeful, I'm going to write that you amended that. We'll say amendment, Galeful. And Andre, it is Andre's turn. Andre, it is all on you. Can we fix this mess of a crazy program that's been a ton of fun, honestly? Can we get it to run all the way through? That is the question. Can we get it to brick my computer? Because it is, as soon as we get to line 57, it is going to destroy my computer. Can we get to line 57? That is the question. Now there is an empty loop, an empty if statement on line 54 that we need to fix, and there is a. Is that actually still the problem? No, there's an amendment that still needs to be made to line 48. So we'll see if we can get this to work. Fudi or Fudhi, I'm going to add you. Footy, got it. All right, Footy, you are added. Def Ackerman function AB, haha. I don't remember offhand what that is. I've heard it. I've heard the name, heard the word. I've forgotten it. Andre, the world is keenly waiting for your amazing contribution. What do we have? Oh, can I see the for loop? Absolutely. Well, actually, which for loop? So there, the for loop is fixed. The 2 bugs that we have. Okay, so there's this for loop here. There's the list comprehension that Bunny on Run created, which is here. There's the crazily complex list comprehension that Cairo wrote that's going to destroy my laptop when we get to there. Oh, the Ackerman. Oh, the computer file did a video on the Ackerman function. I watched that. Yeah. No, it was super fascinating. Yeah, we'll stop taking names. Don't know how long the stream will go. Yeah, probably pretty soon. So far, it's having a good time, but I'm a Jeff, remove my name, gotta go. I can do that. Can we remove other people's lines? You can amend them. So propose a way to amend them. I don't want to be able to remove outright because I feel like that's kind of unfair to people. But amending, certainly. I think we can probably change lines enough to get our way out of problems. We should probably start fixing the code so it runs by the end of the stream. Yep, probably should. Hopefully somebody has the ability to do so. How many years have I been coding? I've been coding for about 13 years, a good amount of time. SGTTS and who said to remove their name? I forgot. I'm a Jeff and SGTTS. I can remove both of you, absolutely. I actually don't have, SGTS right here, and I'm a Jeff. Done. I appreciate the folks that are telling me that they're leaving to remove their names. It speeds up the stream a lot, makes it more optimal, so thank you very much. It's a very courteous thing to do. Andre, what did you write, Andre? Amend line 57, if false in front of it. 57. Oh, man, I love it. If false. Wow, look at that. So what we've done, what a killer move from Andre. How brutal, too, by the way. Saving my laptop, such a hero. A knight in shining armor, Andre Petulin. Much appreciated. So you're saying I need 14 years to come anything close to you? Absolutely not. I have not spent those 14 years optimally in terms of how I could have been coding. I have a ton of interests spread across all sorts of domains not related to programming, and I spend my time amongst all of them. So you absolutely do not need 14 years to become proficient at coding. I'm not even great at coding. You could get very good in a very short period of time if you just dedicate yourself to it. Just be focused and make projects and choose what you want to do and really hone in and be smart about how you learn. You could be better than me in a couple years, absolutely. The Harvard students here are all better coders than I am, and they've been coding for like 2 years. So no, absolutely. That is absolutely not true. This is Python 3, so you can't reassign false or true, at least within Python, as far as I know, without going into the guts of C, I imagine. Yeah, that might be true. Adam says you're pretty good. Those games are impressive. Much appreciated, Adam. I did put a lot of time and energy into those games. I wanted those games to look nice for that course, to actually look professional, because I see so many courses where the games just look like somebody threw it together with like really crap art, and I was like, no, we want this to look really nice. So very much appreciate the compliment. Andre did that amendment there. Kedrobos, amend 48 if xd is equal to pog. OK, if xd is equal to pog. Love it. So we'll say amendment to, and that will be Kedrobos. Excellently done. Let's see if this runs. If false on line 58, did I screw something up here? Oh, because there's still a problem on line 55 of this indented block here. It doesn't have any code inside of it, so we need to fix that. Yeah, exactly. Line 56 says Merlin, and Kedrobos contributed that. Did I wrote that up there? I did. Yep. So transmuter is all on you now. We need to fix this script or improve it, make it beautiful. How do you propose that we take this script to the next level? How are we going to do this? Indentation error. It is not an indentation error in as much as it is an indentation error because we haven't written any code in here. It's more a bug of the fact that it's an empty if statement, and Python doesn't like empty if statements. So. Did I remove Hacker Becker from the list? I did not. Thank you for the reminder. Removed. Much appreciated. And let me just a second here. How do we do this? Sorry, 1 second. Trying to figure one thing out really fast. Give me just a second. What I need to do is get, oh, I have a users in chat thing. I didn't even know about that. That's cool. OK, that's really cool. How? There we go. True Kinesa, I've made you a mod just because you've been super awesome. So that you should see that reflected, hopefully. OK, so back to transmuter. So again, True Kinese, thank you so much for helping stay on top of everything with this chat. It's been awesome. We can fasten this up a lot more. Colton, you should run it. We just did run it. Oh, he wrote already. Footy, where is it? Meowcat first mod. Actually, no. First mod was Brenda and David because both of them are, well, David's obviously the teacher instructor of CS50, and then Brenda is works with us from New Zealand and has been working with us for a long time and has had a presence in the chat as well. Let me see. Hacker, blah, blah, blah. Sorry. So the next person was transmuter. Transmuter was, where did they write it? Where did they write it? Sorry, I got lost. There's so much chat, which is great. I love it. Oh, there we go. On line 50, print. What? I do not get that reference, but I'm assuming that it's a meme. So on line 55, print Subaru. Subaru, I love Amelia. Every weeb ever. That's kind of an offensive term. So just for the record, I don't necessarily approve of the use of that term. But I think that's what you want me to do, right? So if we do this. Oh boy! So there's the Zen of Python, and it looks like it did some logic. It looks like that was the time, the 5-second timeout. So awesome. So we'll do this. So again, for folks who are confused, the print statements have been flipped into input statements. So now anything that was an output is now expecting me to type something, which is a little bit crazy. Pineapple pizza we're getting printed out. And pineapple pizza was being printed out by what? What was that being printed out? That was, that's Kappa running. So Kappa is printing every item in favorite foods, which is pineapple pizza, which is right up here. Cool. And then this is the list of, so this is the amazing list that that No Bunny Run created, that somebody decided, let's actually create the strings with the plus operator, not A, comma, B. It's just kind of nicer. So that's pretty cool. Pineapple Pizza expecting input. So there's another input. So inputs are still inputs. So that top line at the top of our code here that says print input is equal to import random.choice on print input, import random.choice on print input. Both print and input are input now. So we have that going for us. Let's do that. What are you doing? Nothing. And then the code ends up executing. So we didn't get to see the Amelia line, the Subaru line, which is a meme, but it works. It goes all the way to the end of the script. There are no bugs. Everything is fantastic. So congratulations to everybody who's made this possible. Let me go ahead and just add transmuter's name to the line that they added to the script, which is right here. So transmuter, you are forever in our memory as the person who helped us fix the script finally. So awesome, awesome contribution. Oh, anime reference. Got it. Guy fell in love with the not best girl. Very hard code, but I can't figure it out. Maybe you can to find prime factors of a number. I think for very large data, finding the prime factors of a number is probably isn't that the whole backbone behind cryptography, like public key cryptography? Like if we figure out how to reverse prime factors of a really large number, we essentially break modern encryption. So probably why you can't figure it out, unless I'm thinking of something different. All right, just reading through all of it. We have a lot of Twitch chat that I got that I fell back on behind. Akre Fu. Not ending the stream just yet, Footy. We got time left. We got time. We've only been streaming for 1 hour and 49 minutes. And we've got clearly a lot of interest left. So we can keep going with this. And what I'm realizing as we're writing this script without a goal is it's basically a lot of memes and just like constant comedy and printing. So it would be interesting if like we set a goal from the very beginning of the chat and we decided that we were all going to together try and make something happen. We're all going to print the Mario pyramid. We're all going to write a spell checker in Python. Maybe we're all going to write a basic Pong clone in Love, like a game. So it's interesting, but this is a good way to, I think, spearhead the workflow for this. Because this part of the thing is we do need to get a workflow established with this and like figure out what all the like corner cases are, like what we should be worried about with this system. Like, does it work well? Is it efficient? Are there hiccups? Are there setbacks? Should we optimize it in some way? Project Euler, True Kinesis suggesting is a very good possible thing that we could adopt to get some direction into our stream. I really do like weeb is defined as non-Japanese male who watches anime. I see. I got it. But yeah, I would like to. I personally would find the game, making a game with the chat, very cool because it's very visual and we can see there are so many interesting bugs that we could run into and so many interesting graphical things that we could do that it would be crazy, very crazy. But anyway, Cairo05, you will have to be added to the chat, to the list if you want to contribute. I don't want to take requests out of order. Just because if I do that, it's kind of unfair. It's kind of like, oh, whoever types the fastest gets priority. We want to make it fair for every person who wants to contribute. But it's Akrafu's time. Akrafu's time to shine. Akrafu, if you're still in the chat, if you can hear me, if you can see me, we are waiting on you for the next contribution to the stream. Somebody just said something I wanted to comment on, which was, how about this? Every time we have a script with no bugs, we save that and start a new one. Well, I mean, if that were the case, we could just write a simple print statement, and that would be the end of the script, right? Like, I don't think that necessarily works. That heuristic doesn't hold true for single-line valid scripts in Python, because you can write infinitely many valid single lines in Python. So I don't think that's necessarily the way to look at it, but we might want to think about moving on to another script at some point now that we have the workflow established. We could absolutely do that if we want to. If we want to take a vote, actually, if people want a new stream, not a new stream. If people want a new script, let me look through the emojis. Let me see what emojis I like. This is important. This is a very important detail. If people want a brand, does everybody have the unlocked ones? No, I don't think so. Global. Let's look at global ones. If people want new, okay, I'm going to write this out. This is perfect, actually. Rit pepperonis. I love that. Okay. So which one best signifies staying on the current? There's so many good emojis. I don't know if I want creeper or rit pepperoni. The controller with the halo is good because that's kind of like we're dying and going up to heaven. Okay. Yay and nay works good too. That's actually easier to see. It's just not as funny. Okay. If people want to continue, vote yay. If people want to, we'll just do vote yay, vote nay. If people want to continue, with this script, vote yay. If people want a new script, vote nay. Yay is continue. Nay is, actually, yeah. Nay is new script. Nay is new script. Yay is continue. I want to see the images, so vote yay, like actually use the emoji, Nizzle and Ilyavir. Chaos was fun for a while, I vote nay for the next trip. I can see that, totally see that. And I will only consider 1 nay per person, not 5 nays, footy, but I appreciate it. It does make it easier for me to see, so I do appreciate that. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 20 red versus like 7 green. OK. So we are going to do a new script. It's a new script. Very exciting. This was cool. I really liked the chaos. Now, a lot of people in the chat are mentioning, I would like to make it goal-based. You know, that'd be cool. So let's make it goal-based. And the Meowcat also wants their name put at the end. So we're going to use the existing list of names, right? Because it's kind of unfair for the people that already put their name in that have been waiting. So this is a beautiful script. Everybody be proud of the work that you did. This is fantastic. Had a lot of fun. Tremendous. We're going to create a new script. And I like the idea of starting simple and maybe doing, I mean, I'll take suggestions, but I like the idea of keeping within the realm of CS50 for our first one and sticking with just the Mario pyramid. And so for folks who are unfamiliar with the Mario pyramid, we'll do the basic, we'll do the easy one first, which is print basically hashes, however many lines we have, print, or however many columns we decide we want or however many rows we decide we want our pyramid to be, we want to print out basically 1 hash, then 2 hashes, then 3 hashes, then 4 hashes, then 5 hashes, up to n hashes, where n is the number of rows. This is the Mario P set, the first part of the Mario P set. There's another part which is where you sort of do the reverse, where you do this. If I can, it's hard to type it out, but you would type this. This would be the reverse version of that. This is the version that's the more comfortable Python, Mario CS50 pset Python version, CN Python. Reverse Mario Pyramid. Why don't we start with regular Mario Pyramid, and then we'll do a reverse Python pyramid. To reverse top down. When is the intro crypto stream? We already did the intro crypto stream, Meowcat. You can look at youtube.com/CS50, and we'll see how that goes. Oh, actually, good point. M. Kloppenberg, isn't that against academic policy? Oh boy, you might be right, actually. We might not want to do that. Why don't we, just to be safe, do a similar problem? Why don't we do... I have an idea. This is one of the first examples I learned when I was learning how to program. Was you define a cube, right? You decide how big is my cube going to be? And you basically, in this case, it looks more like a rectangle just because there's line spacing between the hashes. But given a size for your cube, you decide, or you write the code to actually render the cube to the CLI. So you take input from the user inputs 1, you input 1 hash. If it's 2, you're going to input, you basically do it, that will look like a 2 hashes and 2 hashes. It'll be a full cube. If it's 3, it'll end up being 1, 2, 3 with, it'll end up looking, basically 1 will look like this, 2 will look like this, 3 will look like this, so an actual semblance of something with a body. 4 will look like this, and so on and so forth up to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is it's a nice, easy way and a graphical way for us to make something interesting. So why don't we go with this as our first goal-oriented chat codes Python example. We'll call this printcube.py. And then maybe we'll choose some other interesting ones for the near future. Do a Christmas tree. Oh, Christmas tree would be pretty cool, actually. Like the two pyramids together, basically back to back. That'd be fascinating. Scar brains. Loner King 10 wants to be added to the list. I'm going to bring our prior list. Oh, shoot. There we go. Copy that. Bring that back up here. Thank goodness for redo, right? So this is our list of people that are currently in the queue. So Acre Foo, you're the first person up. Our goal is going to be to print a cube. So we want to take input from the user. So we want to take input from the user. And then we want to draw a cube based on the number they enter, right? Just to the CLI. And then cube should be hollow at size greater than 2. So this is the beginning of our script here. So this is going to be interesting. I'm curious how this turns out. And Acre Foo, if Acre Foo's not around, we may end up skipping over Acre Foo. So Moo9 wants to contribute, and so does Meowcat. Meowcat's already at the end of the list. And let me see. Did anybody else want to get added to it? Oh, Loner Kington. Right. Let's do that. Loner Kington. Want to type that O every time. Have to leave soon, so skip if I come up. Will do. Andre wants to get added. Oh, is Meowcat twice on the list? Oh, I think, wait, is Meowcat twice? Oh, Meowcat is twice. Yep. So we're going to have to take you out of the bottom, Meowcat. You're already up here. You're coming up soon. And then Andre. Andre is already in the list as well. Cool. All right. Oh, Loner King 10 is also twice in the chat? Oh, my bad. Everybody's so eager. They want to get their name added multiple times. I need to have like a current set that's active. And then Bastion Gaming. Bastion Gaming's back and in there. Bastion Gaming, which is underscore. Yeah, we want to make sure that everybody has equal chance to contribute at least one time. So let's be civil. Let's keep everybody in the list only once at any given moment in time. All right, so first line, Acre Foo doesn't look like they are responding, unfortunately. So Ilya Veer 5, it's all you. Let's go Ilya Veer. Why not add the names in the Python list at the top and check for duplicates? That might not be necessary, honestly. Because then we have to run that every single time, which is, yeah, there was somebody. Yeah, and sets are also unordered. That's a very fair point. There was somebody before, but we asked them to contribute, and they haven't said anything. And we also asked them in the last script as well. So we just removed their name. And so Ilya Veer, if somebody takes too long to respond, we remove their name, and then they have the chance to add the 3 robots after the fact. All right, let's go Ilya Veer 5. Ilya Veer, what is going to be the beginning? No worries at all. We have a goal this time. We are creating a script with an explicit goal. It's 11:30 at my place and I'm feeling sleepy. Are you continuing the stream? If you mean on a different day, we probably will. People seem to like this. People seem to be interested in this, and I'm sure we can only get crazier with it. But we are probably going to keep doing this for another maybe hour or so, depending on how interested folks remain. But well, most certainly in the future we'll continue doing it again. So Ilya Veer 5, all on you. What's the first step? Our goal is to make cubes. We want cubes in our... Oh, excuse me. Let me drink some water. Hellcat wants to import turtle. So basically, what we want to do is we want, if somebody enters, I'll do sample input will be 5. And then the output would be something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Doesn't help that they're hashes in this case, because it kind of blends in with everything else. But see, that'll essentially be what it looks like. The user enters 5 right here, and then it prints out this 5 by 5 cube that's hollow in the inside. Can I correct you if you are right? Basically take the input, br size, set an inner size, which would be size -2, then print. Yeah, I mean, there are multiple ways we can honestly do it, Footy. That's one way. You could do it multiple different ways. Rector0, I would like to join. Will the cube be colorish? We don't have a CLI colorization thing set up, but we could probably install one. That ain't not a cube, that's a square. Or I'm sorry, GameKiller48. You're 100% correct. Not a cube, a square. Yeah, absolutely right. Rector0, I've added you to the bottom of the list. NACL Eric, whoa, what's this? We are live coding all together, Eric. We are taking people's input, and people are, oh, Ilya, oh, okay, gotcha. Sorry, Ilya, it's gonna be difficult if you don't know English. If Andre, if you do know the language that Ilya does speak, and you can help them out, Cube would be really difficult. Try that instead. Yeah, Cube would be pretty damn difficult in a CLI. But yeah, Python doesn't have IOStream like C++ does. So it's even easier. It's actually quite a bit easier than that, I would say. We'll give Andre a second. If Andre is present and can help Ilya, else we might have to come back to, yeah. Enclose multiple lines in triple quotes. I've seen it used like a comment, but it's not really a comment. Oh yeah, I know of that, and for some reason didn't think to do that when I did the comments up above there. Fluent in Slovene, Croatian, and Serbian. Wow. You're an Eastern European polyglot, Andre. Is that common? Do Eastern Europeans tend to learn multiple languages of their neighbors? Or is that particular to you and your upbringing? Okay. Sorry, Ilya, that nobody knows how to speak. I'm guessing you speak Russian. I'm not sure. But I apologize if it's any. I apologize if you wanted to contribute and are having difficulty doing so. I would love to get your input, but I understand it's tough. Croatian, Serbian, Bosnian, same language. I see. That would make it easier. Colton Paras, it is your turn. What is the first line of our amazing cube drawing script going to be? Part of Yugoslavia as a kid. That makes sense. Colton Paras. So again, to reiterate, we want to draw our goal of our program, which should be to get some input from the user as a number, and then turn that number into a cube. Draw a cube to the screen. We'll see how successful we can get one line at a time using only the chat. Column's name doesn't pop up on Twitch. Okay, that's fine. So we'll assume Column dipped out. Choco Kid, it is all you. What is the first line of the script going to be? Size prompt equals, oh, wow, I like that. I like the sort of the implicit use of a constant here with the capitalization. So size prompt is going to be equal to what size should the rectangle be? And then is that a comment that says height greater than width? Height greater than width. So I will say this is meant to be a cube. So we're not drawing rectangles. This is only for cube or squares. And this simplifies things, so we don't have to specify a width and a height. Just a single size, and the width and the height will both be the same. Grismar says, I don't want to go, but I have some plans next morning, so bye, and please remove my name. Awesome. We'll hope to have you next time, Grismar. Thanks for the contributions. It's been a good time. Oh, Harvard's greater than... I read that as a W, not as a... OK, H is greater than Y. Harvard's greater than Yale. Yep. Gotcha. Very clever, Choco Kid. Very funny. The memes. Excellent. This is all Choco Kid. So let's go ahead and write that there. So Fabricoder, all you, what is the next line for this amazing script? How are we going to potentially use this size prompt or ignore it altogether? Oh, Skip Fabricoder said he was leaving. Awesome. Thanks, Kenise, for keeping on top of that. Game Killer 48. Game Killer 48. Can we amend lines? Absolutely. Absolutely can you amend lines. 100%. In fact, you will probably need to. And Luigi's gone too. Got it. Awesome. Thank you very much. Yale seems more like a rich kid school, probably involved in that big admission scandal. I decline on speaking on behalf of the former point, but I do believe there were students involved in the admission scandal at Yale. Print is equal to input. Game Killer seems to be gone. OK. No problem. Volko, it's your turn. Volko, what do you want to contribute? Oh, Gersamar, didn't you say you were leaving? Oh, was that somebody else that said they were leaving? Wait, who just said they were leaving? Oh, you did say you were leaving. Gersamar, if you want to contribute, what's your line? This is your time. Let's get a line from you. Oh, thanks for your contributions. Oh, OK. Sorry. Gersamar, I apologize that we didn't get you involved. So please, please give us a line if you're still here, if you're still in the chat. I feel really horrible. I feel like what I just said sounded like a complete ass. I thought he had contributed. I didn't, or he or she. I didn't realize that they hadn't contributed, and I said thank you for the contributions. Gersamar, if you're still here, I would love to get a line from you before you leave. But if you've already left, then oof. There we go. Nice. On line 1, too. Game Killer. Oh, Game Killer, that's OK. We can bring you back. We can bring you back. TMI, by the way, Game Killer, but we appreciate the candidness. I'll say Gersamar said, print, this is amazing on line 1. Print, this is, whoops, got to do exactly like it's given in the chat. This is amazing, and this is courtesy of Gersamar. Again, Gersamar, I'm sorry, so sorry that we didn't get you earlier and that I thought you contributed, but you're in there. I'm going to remove your name from the list now. I guess your name was in there twice. But thank you very much for the contribution and for your patience and for being present here at the end when we needed you most. For the awesome beginning of our script, which now if we run it, this is amazing. Kudos to Gersamar for that contribution. Much appreciated. So after that, Game Killer 48. Game Killer, let's get you involved. So Game Killer. We're going to get Game Killer in here next because we just removed them off the list, but they actually did something else. Tuxman29 wants a piece of the pie here. Absolutely. White space Oh, okay, I see. White space on line, what line do you want that on? Just here? Do you want that on line 18, Game Killer? Do you want that on line 2? I'm here just to write what people want me to write. Much appreciated, Gersamar. Again, sorry for sort of sounding like I was trying to shrug you off. That wasn't my intention. I thought that you had contributed and that you were leaving and trolling me a little bit. So, but you were not. You were very kind, and I misread what you said and misunderstood what you did. It should be white space equals times size minus 2. Oh, OK, I like that. I like that. Line 18. OK, so contribution from Game Killer 48 is white space equals the literal empty string times size minus 2. Now, size minus 2, size isn't a variable. Shal Gaming, where's David? I'm here to see David. I'm so sorry, Shal. You have to settle for me today. David, unfortunately, isn't here, but we'll get David in the near future. JK loves CS50. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. CS50 is great. Love CS50 too. Why can't we draw Kappa just for the sake of the stream? Because it's the CLI, and the CLI doesn't really have Kappa emoji support. We could figure out a way to do it in a different engine or library maybe, but not today probably. David came to say hello like an hour ago. That's true. They did. Moose says, wait, you're an actual instructor? Whoa, yeah, I am an actual instructor. Trucanese kindly mentioned I run the CS50 game dev course on edX and here at the Extension School at Harvard University, so it's a good time. It's and Adam's one of the current enrollees in the course, who's a regular here on Twitch. So Adam, what piece are you on, Adam? You mentioned Mario at some point. I don't know if you've mentioned recently since then where you've left off on, but. So we have white space is equal to empty string, and then we have times size minus 2. Now this is the nice thing about Python. Python lets you multiply strings by numbers. And what this does is just adds that same string together back to back however many times you use that number. So in this case, the goal is to make the white space be whatever the value is of size minus 2. Size minus 2 because we want to take out the left and right edges of the middle of the square, right? Now, size isn't a variable. So we're going to need to maybe fix that. Now, the next person to contribute is, it was actually Volko was the person that wrote that, right? Am I not going crazy? Volko. Where's Volko? Come on, Volko. Are you the one who wrote that? Oh man, Volko had a really crazy line up earlier. Where is it? Am I tripping? Where's the line that I missed? Wait, who wrote the white space is equal to thing? Wait, did I miss the name? Shoot. Oh, that was Game Killer. Damn. My bad. I was wondering, I was really tripping out. OK, Game Killer 48. So Volko wants to write something a little bit more intricate, which is print. There we go. Cool. Appreciate it. Which is print. OK. Print a dash times size plus a new line plus pipe plus white space plus, whoops, plus white space plus new line, pipe new line, times size plus dash times size. OK, interesting. So basically what we've done is we've gotten, this is effectively a shot at doing the whole thing in one line. Pack it up, boys, is Phyllis. I'm guessing as a reference to that line. But this is cool. Now, the only problem is that we still are referencing this size variable that doesn't exist. So I don't know if somebody wants to amend a line or add this or make it work. But thanks, Volko, for that contribution. That's an excellent line. Might have just ended the ended the exercise there, but cube, yes, 2D, Ilya here. I'm sorry, Ilya. I apologize. Hopefully, by spending more time here, your English will improve, and maybe we can get you involved a little bit more. Game Killer wants to be added to the end of the list again, which we absolutely can do. Game Killer 48. So, OK, cool. So Shuwash, we've done that. Shuwash needs to be added, or needs to contribute the next line of the chat. Oh, does Twitch not have Cyrillic text support? I'm seeing it as Anglified, or unless that's normal. Oh, there we go. Yep. I was going to say, because it has Chinese and Japanese support, I would have been confused if it didn't work for Cyrillic. How come we don't take donations, Colton? We haven't actually promoted our channel to the level where we can take donations yet. We cross-stream across Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch right now. And if we were to go start taking donations on Twitch, we would have to have exclusive streaming support with them. So for now, we're not really doing that. But maybe in the future, we'll look into that. Amend line 17. Size prompt is going to be equal to. So Shuwash, we do not do compound lines. Yeah, taking donations. I don't know about unethical, because the university kind of a lot of how the university operates is off of donations. Usually in the form of like charitable donations. Like Steve Ballmer donated, I think, I don't know how much money, a tremendous amount of money to one of our schools here on campus. So it's not that donations are unethical, but for us to take, CS50 to take donations might be a legal issue, yeah, with Harvard. So it could be a problem. Unethical, though, I would not say unethical. First part, haha. Size is equal to input. What size would the rectangle be? OK, cool. And where do you want that? Just right here? Line 17. OK. So we'll just go ahead and do this. Well, we can't just replace this. So what we're going to need to do is basically add a line here. And we'll say Shuwash gets this line, which is if there is text on line 17 and 18, how I am asking if you can insert a new line at 18 and move the existing 18 to line 19. I am not sure. Oh, yeah, you can insert lines. Absolutely, Merlin. So all we needed to do was say size equals. Wait, where did Shuwash have it? Shuwash had it. Size is equal to input. There we go. What size should the rectangle be? And nobody wants to use the size prompt that ChocoKid created. He or she put all this effort into making this awesome prompt, super well engineered decision at the very top. And we're just going to end up hard coding our input string here. That's rough. That is rough. But that's OK. Because now I think we can actually run the code. And if I say, what's this called again? Print cube. And let's say I want a size 5. Uh-oh. Unsupported operand types for string and int. And that's on Oh, right. Yeah. Anybody know why that is? Anybody want to propose an amendment to fix it? Nizzle. How about you? Do you happen to know the answer? Closet Slayer, thank you very much for being part of the chat. Much appreciated. Can we see the whole script real quick? Yep. This is pretty much it. So this is amazing at the very top. And then we have these 4 lines here, which is getting a size prompt, and then getting a size using an input, and then calculating white space based on the size, and then printing basically dashes times size in a new line, pipe, and then the a white space, and then another pipe, and then a new line times size, and then another set of dashes times the size. So line 22, for I in range of size. OK. We'll put it here. For I in the range of size. And this is courtesy of Nizzle. Ashley T, you're now up. What do you have to contribute to this amazing script? Volko's line has makes no sense and has no use. Volko's line is an attempt at solving the whole entire program in one line. Size isn't an int. Can it be casted? It can be casted, long strange trip. Rain on Tuesday says you need to typecast the size input. Could be very possible. As they say, amend line 20 to say int on input. There we go. And then if we run it, we are still seeing that we expect an indented block. And that's because Nizzle has just declared this for loop that doesn't have anything inside of it. So that's causing an issue. So good contribution from Ashley. So that was an amendment. And that was here. So amendment, Ashley T. And then Zelenmo, it is now your turn to contribute to this amazing script. We're really close. Let's see if we can maybe get to the end here. Shuwash wants to be added to the end again. Now, we're probably getting close to the end. I'm going to say probably after we finish this script all the way, we'll call it a day for this stream. We're getting somewhat, well, we're at the 2.5-hour mark roughly. I don't want to get us started on another script and have it take too long, just because there's limited time that we have today to do this. But I love this idea. And I think there's a lot we could do with this. And we could branch it out and make a lot of cool things happen. But we might have to talk about that. And we might have to see what makes sense. Zelmo's not in chat. Closet Slayer has to be removed. Got it. Boom. Loner King 10, how about you? Do you have the next answer? Do you have the solution to our predicament? But yeah, I'm thinking we'll end it after this script is finished. And I would really love to make a game this way. I think that'd be super fun, like taking this into the realm of graphics, because there's so much craziness that we could get off of just letting people run wild with rendering algorithms and textures and things like that, and just graphical effects generally speaking, not even using textures. So would love to see it. Oh, excuse me. But we'll figure it out. We got to get the Choco Kid. I exactly commented on that. Colton, you should make this in the sandbox so we can see the code, which makes it easier for us to scroll. The issue with the sandbox, Polar Dreams, is it doesn't update in real time for you, so that would not happen. My string, I know, Choco Kid. I pointed it out. I was like, Choco Kid did this awesome thing for everybody. He or she teed up this amazing prompt, right? And then everyone just kind of ignored it. Everyone was just kind of like, you know, screw it. We don't need your prompt. We'll inline it. RIP size prompt, exactly. Loner Kington asked about killing line 17. We will not, I do not support deleting lines. We will not delete lines. But we we'll take your other input. If you have other input, you are the next person. Yeah, we're not removing lines, Loner. We want everybody's lines to be preserved. It's kind of unfair. Foodie, comment out. We could comment lines out. That's fine, because it preserves them. I'm not sure what Ilya was writing in the chat because it was Russian. What if someone's line deliberately breaks the code? There's always ways to get around it. Like you can always amend a line, or like Andre did, if false. Like you can get rid of a nefarious bit of code. There's always a way to fix it without deleting the line. We don't want to delete the line though because we want to see what everybody's contributed. Because if people's contributions get erased, then it's going to feel like crap for them because they added to this thing and then their memory's gone. It's like they were never a part of the stream. That's the last thing that I want. Adversarial programming. It's it kind of gets to that point. But Loner Kington, if you have another suggestion. I don't see what the problem with my line would be. I have Python running on my machine, and this should already be sufficient to solve the cube. I don't remember what line yours was, Game Killer, but I'm sure. I mean, the line that I have from you right now is this white space one, which is great. Somebody built upon that. Volko built upon that with this line of code. Line 21, kill the string and use the variable size prompt. Line 21, kill the string and use the variable size prompt. What? Loner Kington, you're going to have to be more specific. I'm not entirely sure what you mean. Oh, I see. OK. Nice. There we go. That's beautiful. So awesome amendment on behalf of Loner Kington. Nicely done. So Choco, your prompt is now in use. Excellently done. Meowcat, here we go. How are we going to solve the? How are we going to do this? How are we going to solve it? I think he's saying to amend the input. Yeah. Meowcat has been chiming in the entire stream and now finally gets a chance to contribute a line of code. What is it going to be? Loner Kington, we will add you. Chances are, Loner Kington, you will not be featured again on this stream because we're probably going to end it soon because we're probably close to being finished. But I can keep this list, although frankly, we'll probably start the list fresh again on the next code stream. Kanaj, just need to fix the incomplete loop now. Yep, that is true, and that'll actually get the code to work. That'll get it finished. Oh, that's nice. Bella speaks Russian, so is able to chime in with Ilya. That's cool. Comment line 25. Ooh, Bastion Gaming, but it's too bad Bastion Gaming isn't actually going yet. So we have to. We need Meowcat. Meowcat, it's on you. To Merlin's point, the print statement from Volko probably is going to have a couple of subtle bugs. But we will... we're not doing system calls, Meowcat. I appreciate it, though. I'm not going to system call... The last thing I need is for my system to get destroyed. If you're running this in a virtual machine, maybe. But even still, just because I have no idea what that's going to do. I'll try and decode it. How about that? We'll say, why don't we do that? Why don't we do this? Let's go ahead and bytes from hex 636 C656 172. System clear. So what does that do? OS system clear Python. Oh. I like that. I rescind what I just said. And on line 29, where is it? Line 29. On line 29, meowcat, we are going to say import of OS dot system bytes dot from hex of the string 636 C656 172 dot decode UTF-8. Cool. So now everybody's happy. I would hate to make you sad, Meowcat. I just want to make sure that what I'm doing doesn't destroy my computer. Because that would be terrible. But thank you, Meowcat, for that contribution. Pretty cool. Nice little way of getting a os.system clear call running using the dunder import method. True Kinese, it is you. It is all you. What are we going to get from True Kinese? You've so kindly been... Oh, update VS Studio Code. Nope. All right, here we go. Cool. Let's do this. He wants to write a doc string. So written by Colton Ogden of CS50 Live. I would capitalize it as CS50 Live, but since you wrote it like that, we'll stay with that. And Twitch chat. Program asks for user input size and writes out a hollow square version 1.0 4.11 2019 chat codes Python part 1 question mark. Beautiful doc string. I'm a big fan. Put it on one line, Colton. Make it look good. Oh, man, really? You serious? Killing me. Hot garbage. So thank you very much, True Kinese, for that. I got to also credit you for it. So let's go up to the very top. Meowcat wants to be added again to the end of the list. Now, again, we will probably not have time to get to any of these people below, like maybe the halfway mark here. But Dvard Kolk, if you're still around, if you're still present in the chat, I want a line of code from you. We are so close to finishing this. We just have one problem. You've been summoned by the True Kinese to fulfill your destiny and getting these, what hopefully will be squares, to print to the screen, which will probably end up being rectangles. And we'll figure out why later. But for now, we need you. We need you. Matthias says, don't finish yet. We're almost done. We're almost done with the... I know this stream is a lot of fun, but... does this work? Nope. Sorry for not contributing earlier. My crappy internet connection went down. Oof. That's okay. would you like to contribute now in place of Vered Kolk, who, oh, Vered Kolk is here. Nope, we gotta let Vered Kolk do its thing. If we take too long, I will just fix the for loop myself. And we can see Volko's square. Now the problem is Meowcat is clearing the screen after the rectangle, so keep that in mind when we actually write the script. Vered Kolk, if I is equal to 0, I is equal to size 1, print hash, else print hash for j in white space, print. So we can't do compound. We're not doing compound lines, Vered Kolk. It's going to need to be one line. If you're doing any ifs or whatnot or elses, they need to be on separate lines. Those are considered separate lines. So we cannot accept that input currently. So do you have a shorter line that is not a compound line that we can use in this script? For I in size at line 37. All right, cool. So for I in size, and this is contributed by Vered Kolk. Now, Kalam Poras, why not change the format a bit and allow not only single lines, but perhaps small code blocks? That would be, I think, a bit too, it would give people too much power. And we want an individual person with a lot of technical prowess could have a lot of power compared to everybody else in the stream. Giving people the ability to only write one line at a time not only makes this more interesting and more flexible, but balances the playing field for everybody who's not maybe as savvy. So that's the main reason. So for I in size, Vered Kolk proposed. So now we have two unended for loops here. One on line 30, one on line 39. So we're probably going to need a way to get around that. So Kalam Poras, it is on you now. Kalam Poras, if you could provide us with the next line. We are calling you because you were called earlier, but you were missing. You've come back, so we'll allow you to make a suggestion. But what is the difference between line 39 and 30? I don't know if there is a difference. Range will be always a numeric value, and 4 is a general iterator, which I think might, it is a more general construct. You can use it to loop over collections versus just numbers. But I think in the case of iterating over a number, actually, I don't even know if it'll let you iterate over a number. I think it has to be range. So if I say for I in 6, print I, will it work? Yeah, it's not an iterable. So actually, it doesn't work. It's actually invalid. So this needs to be range of size. Oh, OK, Colin Porras says we can move on. OK, cool. We will move on. So Shub, it is your turn. Shub official, if you are still in the chat, it is on you. Oh, remove. OK. Xpolar Dreams, it is on you. Xpolar Dreams, what you got for me? How are we going to fix this code? I'll go learn Python and solo learn on 0%, but I watch stream. I know how printed with. Oh, OK, go learn size. Oh, the printed, yeah, that's the prompt, but that's not something that you see when you're actually coding a module. That's something you see at the terminal. We give Polar Dreams just a few seconds. Scroll up just so we see the whole corpus of code. OK, that's fine. We will skip. Galeful, what you got? What you got, Galeful? Well, I'm glad that you're still here. If you're not, even if you're not paying attention, all right, we'll take you off the list. Footy in the chat. What do we want? What do we want to do? The true Canese is saying, for the love of God, please give code. At line 31, dented in the for loop. OK. Print hash plus empty string times size minus 2 plus hash. OK, cool. We got something. So if we run it, whoops. We're still getting a parsing error because we have a indentation here now on line 41. So somebody needs to fix that. So this was Footy's contribution. So thanks to Footy. Does God exist? Drugany saying, my man. Cairo05. Got the three robot emojis in there. What do we want, Cairo? How are we going to fix this code? What are we doing? What are we looking at? As they're saying, just in case more people drop out. Cairo05, is that your code? Just 3 robots? Cairo05. Pass on line 41. Oh, man, there we go. Thanks to, whoops. Cairo05 for that. We should be able to now run our code. This is amazing. What size should the rectangle be? Let's say 5. And thanks to the troll move of Meowcat, we can't actually see our square because it gets cleared off the screen immediately. So Andre, do you have a fix for this? I have to imagine you might have a potential fix for this. Of course it's troll, but we knew it was troll. We knew Meowcat was trolling. That was the intent from the start. I applaud your patience, Colton. Thanks, Senior Meowmix. That's a fantastic name, by the way. Footy saying I want to cry. I don't want to repeat myself, though, so ... Andre. Come on, Andre, what do we got? What do we got, Andre? I believe. We're so close. All the cool kids go use Go, R, Julian, whatever the newest JS library is anyways. Footy likes. I'm glad to think it's exciting, Footy. Oh, Andre. Oh, man. OK, line 33. Couldn't have settled for a couldn't have settled for just, you know, amend the Meowcat's import. Couldn't have done that. Couldn't have done that. No, instead, Andre decided that we needed to prolong the stream as much as possible. So we are going to def draw square on line 33. And are we, by chance, going to... Oh, this actually needs to be right here. Are we indenting this here then, too? Or is it going to be a separate function? Who knows? Who knows? Would you do something like this in another language, like C or Java? Sure, why not? Andre. I'll let you remove my line for the sake of finishing the task. No, we can't do that. This is written by the chat. I am not doing anything. Oh, did he say indent? Oh, indent. OK. Got it. Cool. Let's go ahead and do that. Boom. Boom. So now, draw square, the draw square function that Volko wrote earlier, the line, is now within the draw square function. So we're not actually calling that anywhere. Cool. Good addition. Hacker Becker, you're up next. What do we got? What do we got? Any suggestions for studying Python from zero? A lot of YouTube videos that are great. You can take courses on Udemy. You can there's lots of great Python books. Since Python's used by like everybody, there's tons of just free online resources. You could just Google like Python tutorial in Google or something. Google it in Google. Just use Google to find like Python tutorials and articles and blogs and videos and whatnot, and you'll just find an overwhelming amount of material beyond which you're ever capable of actually learning. Learn the basics, and then if you're interested in getting into data science, you can look up specifically how to do data science in Python. Hacker Becker, were they present? Were they not present? Oh, Trukini said that they were not present. OK, not chat list. Moo9. Moo9, I see you. I see that you're active. I want you to give me the next thing to do, Moo9. Tell me what we're doing. Yep, it is your turn, Moo9. People are praying to you to comment out line 39. You know, the thing is, that's actually not going to do anything. You know why? Because Andre just encapsulated this block of code into a function, and we're not calling the function. So it's actually not going to do anything. Why not make it a function? Please don't comment it. What does line 39 do? Line 39 clears the screen so that we can't see anything. Can you run the program? Sure. So when I run the program, and I say 5, it just goes, it clears the screen, nothing happens. People are just like, comment out line 39. Call the function on line 40, someone. Oh, there you go. There's an idea. There's an idea. Can I import os. Remove print cube.py so you can just give up and go home? Let's not os remove anything on my laptop. I think that we can make that a hard rule. No fork bombing, no os.remove. And we'll expand that list as we find more ways that people decide to destroy my computer. People just want it commented out so badly. This is hilarious. I love it. Comment, comment, comment. Who's trying to iterate an int? Verid Kolk, which is on line 42. Long, strange trip. Choco Kid's got a comment out line 39 Kirby thing. It's amazing. Just something simple. No need for commenting it out. Just call the draw square, please. Please be quicker. This is like a thriller movie. IMDb 9.1. Kind of is, yeah. Clear is just for the effects. Yeah, just for the effects. The effects of not having the square display on the screen. Beautiful effect. Awesome effect. Nobel Peace Prize winning. Sarul CS wants to get a foot in the door here. Hopefully we make it that far. Probably won't. Yeah, Moo, we might have to move on to somebody if you don't have a line. It's been a few minutes. I want to be fair to you. Comment out Verid Kolk's loop, since I think we already did a loop earlier. OK. So we can comment out one line. So we'll comment that line. Now. And then this needs to be de-indented, which we can assume that that's what we'll do. OK, cool. Size 5. And we're still in the situation where we don't have the ability to see our square because of Meowcat's line right here. So I don't know if anybody wants to suggest any ideas, but oh, also Moo9 will say Amendment 9. Bastion Gaming, this is all on you. Can you help us fix the code so that we see our square/rectangle? Bastion Gaming, line 38, def clear. Ah, def clear. Oh, I love it. So this goes here. And this is Bastion Gaming. Shout out to Bastion Gaming for the amazing, the clutch sort of functionalization of that line, the functionalization. Now we are printing out the Nizzles loop here, which, as you can see, doesn't quite satisfy what we're looking for because it does just the hollow part of the logic for the entire size of the cube. It's printing out the right size. It's 5, but our top and bottom lines are not filled in, so it's incorrect currently. However, Rector0, if you're in the chat, Rector0, can you maybe think of a way that we can solve this problem? Do the middle lines have the correct number of spaces? I think they do, yeah. Size -2, yeah. We need print on top and bottom of the for loop. So Rector0, is Rector0 present and accounted for? Are they in the chat? Yeah, Merlin, we're all over the place with the terminology at this point, but that's okay. That's okay. Rector0 is in the list but not responding. Skip for now. Yeah, we'll skip Rector. Tuxman. Tuxman29. Let's see what you got. I like how Volko basically solved it in one line. Yeah, Volko's is nice, dog space. I'm a fan. Although I think Volko's does have a bug, which we will see if we actually call it. But we're going to have to leave it up to the chat to figure out how to do that. So Tuxman29, if you're in the chat, let's get a line from you, or an amendment, or something. Whatever floats your boat. Just after we define size, okay. Size is equal to hash character size mod 10 squared. What in the world are you trying to do? Game Killer and Shawashan on the list. Okay. Okay, so just after we define size, this is courtesy of Tuxman, everybody. Tuxman29. He says size is equal to hash of the character of size mod 10 squared. What in the world is that doing? I don't even know, to be quite honest with you. It's a little bit of math. It's doing something. Just so we understand. Oh, actually, we won't. We could go into the terminal and we could figure out what it means, but we're not going to do that. Bastion Gaming wants in at the end. Perfect. So Tuxman29, thanks for the contribution. Loner Kington, what do you got for me? What do we got, Loner Kington? I think you should try the code from Volko. Volko, that's a good intuition. Hash. Return the hash value for the given object. Right. But why are we assigning that to size? I'm not entirely sure what that's going to do. That's going to maybe be chaos. We'll see what that does. Somebody might need to amend that line later if it's really bad. Binary Warrior 76, hello, Binary Warrior. And Loner Kington, by the way, we are waiting for a line from you. So please do come up with something, help us figure out what we're missing here. Someone call clear at the end of the file. Meowcat, the ultimate troll today, wants everything but the stream to end. What are we doing today? Well, we're about to end pretty soon, but we are writing a script one line at a time. and the lines are provided by the chat. So every single line, people basically write 3 robots, and that tells me that they want to contribute to the script. I add them to a list. We go through the list one at a time. That person gives me a line of Python code and where they want to add it, or if they want to amend a line. And hilarity ensues. Right now we are trying to print a cube, aka a square, aka a rectangle, but literally a square. And it's Loner Kington's turn. Line 38, add args as the size and white space. OK. Line 38, size and white space. OK. Cool. Done. So that is an amendment from Loner Kington. Now we'll take oh god, Meowcat. What are we doing, Meowcat? I'm gonna assume that it's probably something to do with clear at the end of the line. Mew9 wants to go, and Percival 1312. Percival 1312. I am. Skip me. I'm bad at Python. OK, sure. Meowcat's been skipped. Asley, it's all you. What are we doing? Loner Kington. Draw call square at line 44. OK. Line 44? So before the clear call? The last line, OK. Hey, Asley, you said line 44. I'm just gonna let you know. 46. OK, sure, 46. This is Asley T saying draw square. Now, is that your final answer? OK. Asley's final answer. Let's run the code. Oof. Draw square is missing 2 required positional arguments, size and white space, because we're just calling draw square without arguments. So Footy, do you want to recommend? It's too late, Asley. You've already said final answer. Footy, how do we solve this? I believe. Amend line 48, draw square to size and size minus 2. Interesting. Let's run that, see how that works. Oh, wow, that is something. That is, that's a square of some variety without, still without a top and a bottom. Why is that? So Footy kindly contributed that. Varad Kolk, are you still present and accounted for? Do you know how to fix this? Footy wants to come in again at the end. All right. Someone messed up with size. Yep, that's correct. That was Tuxman. Tuxman did that. So if only there was a way to change that. Asley wants in again. Got it. And why would you? I like big. Why would you? Because people are trolls. Tuxman is a troll, and so is Meowcat. But we love them. We love them for being trolls. That's what makes this entertaining. M. Kloppenberg and Andre. All right. So Varad Kolk, at line 27, add s is equal to size. OK? S is equal to size. This is a contribution from Virad Kolk. Cool. And I'm actually going to bring these over here, just so that everything's a little bit more condensed. OK. Cool. So that was Virad Kolk. Sarul CS. Sarul, what is your line of code for us? And actually, let's go Captor and NACL Eric. If he has the patience to do this hair like that every day, he can stand some troll. Jesus Christ. Virad Kolk. I wonder if Colton predicted this was going to happen. I predicted nothing. I had no idea. Pretty cool hair, by the way. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. I assumed that this was going to devolve at some level. We were going to get some trolling, but it's hard to predict exactly what's going to happen. All we can do is kind of work with the flow. Sarul CS, line 24, def tuxman troll. OK. Def tuxman troll. OK, this is Sarul CS. Bastion Gaming, what do you got? Sia Volko, thanks for the contributions. Sorry, line 27. You want this to be the troll? Because this, OK. I'll do whatever you want me to do, but I don't know if that's exactly what you're looking for. Are we looking to indent? What are we looking to indent? Are we looking to indent anything with that, Sarul? I'm not being evil. I'm actually trying to help. So, Sarul, can you clarify? What exactly do you want me to do? Oh, I missed Hero's earlier thing, actually. Meow, cat, and H-H-H-E-E-R-R-O-O. Hero. No indent. OK. No indents. Interesting. Can I have the line change again, please? All right, so what line do you want us to have this? What line would you like this located at? Binary Warrior 76. So I don't think we're going to move other people's lines to different locations of the script, because it'd be very easy to just take and drag somebody's line into a dumpster function. That's not what we're going to do. We can't do that. We're going to need to get a little bit more creative than that. So Bastion, if you have another idea, we can't take this line and move it up here. We can't move line positions. Somebody can you can specify a line for your new line, and that's it. Line 28 indent, please. Wait, what? Oh, OK. So you're saying, OK, so Sarul, you're saying take your code, put it on line 28, which was, wasn't it? Would that have been above which line? Right now, above which line, Sarul? Bashimoha and Synonymous 01. So tell me above which line you want me to put it, Sarul, and I'll put it there. Above line 29. There we go. Just like, wait, above line 29, above this one. Above this one right here. The white space. Above line 28. OK, that's what I thought. 28. There we go. And then indent. Cool. Done. All right. So now if we run it, we get a sort of 5 by 5. 5 by 5. Now we're getting into a problem where we're getting into a type error, which says can only concatenate string, not int to string. And the reason for that is probably because draw square expects white space as a string. And we're passing in size -2. So just food for thought if anybody wants to fix that. Bastion Gaming, it is your turn. Bastion Gaming. Tuxman29, it was a good troll. You did well. And Sarul, good job for fixing the problem. Replace size -2 with white space. OK, we can do that. Replaced with white space. We'll print this out. And we have we have two rectangles printing. We have the one up here with the hashes. And then we have the one that was specified by, what was the user that did that, the original specification? Volko, who wrote that. And the reason for that is because we have Nizzle's loop that's still running the hash here, the hash square. Now, there's a problem. There's a bug. The bug is that our rectangle, if you count the height, it's larger than the width. And it's supposed to be the same. In this case, the rectangle is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wide, but it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tall. So can we maybe find a way to fix that? Bastion Gaming. Moo9, do you have any ideas? Footy, you're coming up in a little bit. So there's a chance. Is it a bug or is it a feature, Colton? It's definitely a bug, Andre. I'm gonna say bug on that one. Bastion Gaming wants to go again. Cool. We're actually making our way through this list more than I thought we would. Here's my single line. We're not doing that, Moon9. We're not doing compound lines. We're doing, we need to do individual lines. Arthur DevTrad, we can put you in the list. No guarantee that we'll get to you because we're probably close. Arthur DevTrad. Can we go back to the bugged line? Yep, the bugged line is right here on line 39. And for the folks that want to get crazy with this, maybe in the future we'll explore a sandbox environment where we can execute sort of like crazy arbitrary Python code. But if it breaks, then the virtual machine is going to shut down, and then no fun for everybody. We have no stream. So it's something where we have to kind of be careful with it. That's why I'm curating it. Make the second instance of size into size -2. Ah. I think you might be onto something. Size should rectangle be, let's say 5. Uh-oh, unsupported operand type for string and int. You know why? You know why it is? You know why it is? There is a way to fix it. There is a way to fix it. I almost did it just out of habit, but I'm going to somebody has to do it. Somebody else has to do it. I can't do it myself. So we're going to say amendment went to moo9. The next amendment goes to Percival 1312. Percival 1312, what you got for us? M. Kloppenberg with the spoiler alert. But Percival1312, we're getting input from you on this day, this fine time. Call clear on the last line of draw square. Here? Like clear? Is clear just a regular function? Or do you need to, hold on. Yeah, that's not an actual function. So you're going to have to be more specific. Going to have to be more specific. That's not a function. Oh, do we? Oh, we do have it. But it's defined below, so I think that's going to cause a problem. But we'll try and run it. Well, I mean, we're still in the predicament where we don't have a working. We still don't have a working. Why are you hinting it? Yeah, I probably shouldn't hint it. I probably shouldn't do that. Percival1312, thanks for the troll. Loner Kington, what are we doing with the code on your end today? The global scope gets evaluated first, so it knows about clear. Oh, OK, cool. Oh, that's true, because these are function definitions. What are the chances of getting to my name? Pretty slim, binary. It depends on how long people drag this out. But I need to go at some point soon, so I might just fix the code and push it to GitHub if we take too much longer. But if we want to get this finished now, all the pressure's on Loner Kington, Footy, Asley, M. Kloppenberg, and Andre. I think amongst those 5 people, we can probably get this to work. Yont 4. Line 40, add parentheses around size -2. OK. Done. And oh, what a shame. It's cleared to the screen. So thank you very much for fixing the bug, which it looked like you did, Loner Kington. So Footy, it is now your turn. Moon9, just in case. Comment out line 46. Oof, brutal. Expected an indented block. Uh-oh. That is problematic. But that's OK. So Footy, we'll go ahead and put you. So Asley, it's your turn now. So Asley T, comment out line 44. OK, let's comment that out. OK, so we have the square drawn at the right size. Here it is. Very beautiful. We did it with pipes and dashes, so not technically to spec, but you know, it works. And then we have an error where clear is not defined because we just commented out the clear definition, so now that doesn't exist. If we want to end on a note where we have no errors, if M. Kloppenberg maybe wants to suggest how we might go about doing something like that, I'm going to. I love this like ghost, like graveyard of lines of code, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, M. Kloppenberg, if you want to propose how we might go about getting rid of that error at the end. Just do that for line 41. OK. Cool. Comment it out. What size should the rectangle be? 5. And it works. So excellent job, chat. I'm a little bit torn whether I want to support commenting out lines of code because it feels a little bit disrespectful, but also easy to get around problems. It's more challenging to get around problems more creatively. So as another rule in the future, maybe we'll not allow commenting out, just like we don't allow moving of lines. It's all a work in progress. It's iteration. It was fun, but this was amazing. And I'm actually going to publish everything to GitHub now so that everybody can clone it and see all their names and all their glory here pretty soon. Yeah, you can wrap things in functions, return them, use if statements, all sorts of fun things. I'm going to create a new repo. We'll call this chat codes Python 1. Chat codes Python scripts 1 line at a time on Twitch. And then we'll make this public, create repo. Go ahead and copy this link. And then let's go ahead and git, make sure I'm in the right place. Yep, git add blah blah. Oh, git init, git add dot git commit, initial commit, git remote add origin blah blah blah, git push upstream origin master. And then in just a second, you should indeed see, I'll put it in the chat so that people can see it, github.com/coltonoscopy/chat codes Python 1. So beautifully done, everybody. This was amazing. A lot of involvement today from everybody. Lots of new people, lots of regulars. I enjoyed it. The next logical extension would be to crank up the difficulty of the exercises. It would be to make games live this way. So maybe we can decide on making some sort of game, either from scratch arbitrarily or as a goal. True Kines, no explicit duties. I think you just, whatever you were doing today was amazing. You have the ability now to time people out and ban people if they're being disruptive or overly trolly or whatnot. Don't be too pedantic, but if someone is clearly being disruptive, I would say don't hesitate to time them out if they're being disruptive. Banning, I would discourage banning outright unless they're being very vulgar, being discriminatory, constantly disruptive, those sorts of things that are just like non-tolerable. Aside from that, what you're doing today. So shout out to the True Kines for being awesome, helping coordinate everything. This was amazing. It worked out very organically. I enjoyed this stream a lot, and I really am looking forward to doing another version of this stream. Probably next week we can do another one. We could maybe do a game version. We could do another language. There are so many ideas that we could use to branch off of this. And the cool thing about this idea is that people can jump in and contribute at any time, and it's not necessarily something that you have to be tuned into the entire time constantly to get full value out of. And if we start multiple scripts, multiple files within the same stream so that we have a fresh start, that gives people more, I think, of an incentive to come in and keep contributing rather than rather than sort of not knowing where to come in. Stream schedule is looking empty. We are scheduling today. We'll have Wednesdays and Thursdays and potentially a Friday stream hooked up for next week. Our streaming schedule has been lighter than usual lately because there's a lot of work that needs to be done outside of streaming. But there should be at least 2 streams next week, which we will be pubbing very shortly. So, oh, shoot, Bella, I did not see if you posted the 3 robots. I really apologize if you didn't, if I missed that. So next time, 100%, let me know if you want to be added. I didn't see 3 robots from you, but I clearly must have missed it. I'm so sorry, Bella. You should have spammed me. If I miss it, spam the crap out of me. Spam the 3 robots. Say, hey, I didn't get mentioned, and I will 100% include you next time. So sorry about that. Totally didn't even see it. This applies not only to Bella, but anybody. If I missed anybody today, there is a lot of people and a lot of interaction. So if I miss anybody, and you've already put the 3 robots in the thing, just do it again and just remind me. And just say, hey, I didn't get mentioned. Let me get included. Next stream, we write a Twitch bot for this. That would be fascinating. I'm not sure how I'm not sure how effective that would be, but that would be interesting. There's so many ideas, so many things we could do. I need Doug's GNOME coding repo if it's available to the public. Honestly, I have no idea about it. You might have to reach out to him or get some info, either email him or whatnot, but I literally no clue what that even is. But cool. So thanks so much to everybody who did participate. Thanks to the folks who were in here and paying attention, weren't even necessarily participating. And so sorry again to the folks who we didn't get around to including today. We will definitely work on that next time. This is CS50 Live, chat coding Python live. I did very little. I did one line in the first script that I was assigned to because the chat wanted me to. And next stream is not Monday. So Monday and Tuesdays right now, we have another event being held in this conference room where we have the stream set up. So Mondays and Tuesdays for a while are not going to have streams. They're going to be on Wednesdays, Thursdays, or Fridays. And it's going to vary depending on the week. So next stream will be on Wednesday with Nick. So that will be the neural networks where we're actually building the CNN, the convolutional neural network from scratch. And on Thursday, most likely, we'll be doing another continuation of this idea, which I really enjoyed. And maybe we can get David in for a Friday Twitch review, code review stream. Not 100% sure. Where it's, it kind of varies depending on the workload of the week, but we'll work on it. So thanks again, everybody. And let me know if you have more ideas. If you're watching this on YouTube, follow us on, subscribe to us. Follow us on Twitch at twitch.tv/CS50TV. Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/CS50. And let us know if you have any ideas or thoughts. And thanks so much for watching. Did I hear about the Elixir language? I have heard about it. Don't know anything about it. But I do believe it's a functional framework. Anyway, it was a great stream today. Thanks so much, everybody. This was a bunch of crazy fun Python chaotic coding and goal-oriented coding, and we'll do it again soon. So have a great rest of your week. And an amazing weekend. And I will see all of you next Wednesday with Nick. So ta-ta.